Mr. Goodrich. Have you seen Stephanie Howard?
Yes, she was sitting here a minute ago and she had to go to the bathroom.
She just wanted to go outside for a moment, and I told her that'd be okay.
Okay, yes, she stepped up for a minute, she'll be back.
Mr. Cornish, what matter are you here for?
Judge, I'm here on Mark Payne's matter for Mr. Sartzi's at trial. Along with Miss Smith over there. He's in lockup though. Payne, not Sartz.
Okay. Sounds good.
Well, it's
Okay.
early
So far,
morning.
it's still early for Judge Dragg check.
Oh, you can bring him up.
Oh, I'm ready.
It's from McGinnis and Folds.
Yeah, I told her.
Okay, on the record, in the matters of the people of the state of Michigan versus Tristan McGinnis, file number 24-01883, and David Lee Solis, file number 24-01882. Council appearance.
Good morning, Your Honor. Casey Markarian appearing on behalf of the people, making a motion to practice under Michigan Court Rule number 8.120.
Good morning, Your Honor. Fred Blackman on behalf of both defendants. I am presently on Zoom and my clients are on Zoom also, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Solis and Ms. McGinnis, you can unmute your device, please. Okay, today was the date that was set for preliminary examination. My first issue that I want to address is the fact that both parties are being, co-defendants are being represented by the same attorney. And they waived their right to conflict counsel.
They have, Your Honor. We've signed agreements with that. And if it ever becomes a problem, I've talked with both of them that we'd get separate counsel, but we do not see that in the future.
Okay. Did you file a copy of that waiver? With
Yes.
anyone?
No, I haven't, but I will. I will.
So when are you gonna do that?
Well, I'll either do it today or first thing Monday, Your Honor. I'm in court all day out of town.
Well, you've been on this case for over a month. We should have had the waiver already. I'm not gonna let them waive this. I'm not letting them waive these files to circuit court without getting written consent for them to have the same attorney.
Okay, would the court allow us then to do it next week? Come back in and
Yes, I'll do that. Due to that, I'll find good cause to go beyond the 21 days. So let's see. Looks like actually Solis is already beyond the both beyond the 21 days. It says July 12th was the date. So we will reset these. No need to find good cause.
August 29th and 9:30.
August 29th at 9:30. Does that work for you, Mr. Blackman?
yeah, it does. Can we do it on Zoom again?
Absolutely.
Okay, 9:30 would be fine.
Okay, you're all set for today.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Voters here, is Marie Clark here? I saw that facial reaction. Oh, does that mean she's not here?
Your Honor, she assured me she would be here today. I do not know where she is, so. I checked the hallway for her. So.
Have you made contact with her by phone today?
Not today. We've made contact previously, but not today.
You have witnesses here on that matter?
We had an officer here, Your Honor, but our plan was to amend this complaint to an attempt RNO anyways, and keep it in district court, so we sent one.
I'll show bench warrant. You said attempted RNO?
Correct, Your Honor, on the RNO charge, and then leave the domestic violence as charged.
Oh, already. It's on the iPhone. Oh, that was sorry. What's happening here?
Gotta increase the mic, Jim.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What's your name?
There you go.
What is your name?
What is your name?
Ronnie Williams, Sr.
Where are you in my Zoom room?
Why are you in your Zoom room?
I'm a jury room.
You're in
I'm
my
what?
why are you in my virtual courtroom via Zoom?
I'm trying to see my son.
Okay, you don't come into the virtual courtroom unless you're actually a litigant. And so you're not, you can come in person. The court is open to the public. You can come in person though. You can't be here virtually, or you can watch it via YouTube. If it's
Oh.
live.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Okay, you're all set, sir. Thank you.
All right.
Okay, on the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Mark Payne, file number 24-02186, counsel appearance.
Good morning, Your Honor. Assistant Prosecuting Attorney Melanie Smith on behalf of the people.
Good morning, Your Honor. Deputy Chief Public Defender Steve Cornish on behalf of Mr. Payne, who's in the court and standing to my right. This is Mr. Starks' file I'm covering from today while he's in trial.
Okay, today's date is the time that's set for a preliminary examination. It is for witness bribery, intimidation. And are we ready to proceed to exam?
You're not, Your Honor. Subpoenas were cut for this case last week. And when I went to check for their returns earlier this week, I was advised that the officer in charge of this case, Detective Sarah Wilson of the Lansing Police Department, is out all of this week and next week on a pre-planned, pre-scheduled vacation from the department. So I'm asking for a good cause adjournment, brief 2 weeks to allow her to get back from vacation and be able to be here to testify. Mr. Payne is held on numerous other cases in the circuit court. And so he is not just being held on this file.
But that is my understanding, Your Honor. I was informed of that earlier this week. I guess mostly leave it to the court. Today is, however, the time and date set for that exam. With the detective not being here, we're scheduled for another trial in a couple of weeks. The defense would just ask the court to dismiss.
So who's scheduled for another trial?
Mr. Payne.
Mr. Payne, 3 of his 6 files are set for trial to begin on September 23rd in the circuit court before Judge Dragonchuck.
No, sounds good. The prosecution did what they were supposed to do, which is subpoena the witness. It's outside of their control if the witness was not available due to training and or personal leave time. The court's going to find good cause to go beyond the 21-day timeline and reset this matter. October 17th, okay, 9 at 9 a.m.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Have any questions for the court today, Mr. Payne? Any additional matters for the record, counsel?
Nothing from the people. Thank you.
Nothing today, Your Honor. Thank you.
You're all set, thank you. Mr. Martini, you're in my Zoom room. Are you intending to speak to someone or something in there? Oh, you're gonna run exhibits. What matter is that for?
Martinez Anderson, Your Honor.
Let's see.
No, we're probably gonna do that one.
What are we doing with Ronnie Williams?
We're gonna amend that complaint to an assault and battery. The offer was for assault and battery. It's my understanding the defendant does not want to lead to that, so we'll amend the complaint to keep it at this report.
Did you advise your client of this already?
Yes, Your Honor.
So we don't need to bring him up for that.
I would just ask that this matter be set on the trial docket for the court.
You want a pre-trial or final pre-trial?
Let's go with the pre-trial date. I see it. Well, I think he's only being held in custody on this file, Your Honor. I would be wanting to respond to it again.
Okay, he can be brought up.
Have a good weekend, Judge.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Not sure I have this. Something with it. Oh, it's so bad, that's fine. Whitney ran something, but what is this? On the record in the matter, the people of the state of Michigan versus Stephanie Howard, file number 23-03163.
Morning, Your Honor. Case Mark Hearing appearing on behalf of the people.
And Attorney Luke Goodrich from the Public Defender's Office here to represent Ms. Howard, who is standing to my right.
How are you, Ms. Howard? Good, how are you? I'm well, thank you. Okay, today is the day we reset sentencing on this matter for one count of use of a controlled substance. I do have a pre-sentence report that was prepared back on August 8th. Hopefully you did get a
Yes, sir.
need to make corrections, update. You can make allocution.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, when I first met Ms. Howard, she was in a very difficult situation where she had multiple active addiction issues and housing issues. And, you know, I think a phone issue as well. During her time on bond, she checked herself into Meridian Healthcare, which is a residential treatment in Oakland County. She completed a 30-day inpatient treatment there. Since being released, she's been working with the Love Thy Neighbor ministry here in Lansing, which has given her some temporary housing and some structure in her life. She seems to be making a lot of positive changes in her life this summer and seems to be really headed in the right direction. So I would ask the court to follow the recommendation here to place her on a term of probation. I think the recommendation is very fair regarding, outpatient treatment at this point to kind of keep her going on that road. And so we would just, like I said, ask the court to follow those recommendations.
Mr. Lee Scott is present as well. You're Mr. Lee Scott?
Yes.
Okay, and you, I believe submitted a email to the court last week in support of Ms. Howard. I can't hear you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and How do you know her?
So at one time, she was a client through the program that we helped the homeless and needy people that are in need. Also worked through drug programs with different organizations such as the Pledge and New Creation Ministry out of Grand Rapids, Michigan, for programming for helping recovery and for future helping get employment and housing. I've been with the program now for about 8 years, ministry now, about 45th year in the ministry. This is a 24-hour job for me, and I've worked with her quite a bit, and I've helped her with a lot of different things that she needed. Work with in her own personal life. Recently had a baby back in December, and was kind of proud that the fact that she recognized that she do have a problem, and that she gave the baby up to the family, the father's side of the family, to make sure the baby have a decent home, to work on home personal problem, and we'll here to help her in every way we can, and I'm here to let you know she's working right now with what we call the Den Mother, where she helped women with the person that needs food, clothing, and do laundry, and keep a resident clean in exchange for her living right now.
Thank you for sharing that information for the record on her behalf. Does your client want to make a statement at all?
Just that I've been working as much as I can, do positive things, try to do different things in my life.
Where are you working, ma'am?
What?
Where are you working?
Where am I working?
Yes.
I don't have a job right now, but I've been working with them.
Oh, when you say you're working, you mean you've been working on yourself, so you mean?
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to be clear.
Yeah.
That's
And-
good.
Yeah, so pretty much that, and a lot of positive things for that, like, I don't know, but yeah, I was gonna say some things that we're doing, but we do like, I am able to do like some drug classes with them, and we're supposed to do a giveaway and stuff like that. We do a lot of stuff, like he already addressed it, and I'm really shy, I'm sorry.
You're
But-
fine. Well, I'm happy to hear that you've experienced some positive progress, at least since the pendency of this matter. I think your attorney is attesting to that, and looks like Mr. Scott is attesting to that as well. I've reviewed the pre-sentence report and the recommendation. I've also gone over your prior criminal history, and I think that the recommendation is appropriate. I think it's undisputed that you have a substance abuse issue that you're seeking to address, and the court wants to give you some guidance and supervision in order to help you continue on that path. So with that being stated, the court will adopt the recommendation. Your sentence will be for 6 months of probation. While on probation, you're not to use, purchase, or possess alcohol, marijuana, or any controlled substance unless you have a valid prescription. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
You're not to be at any bars or any nightclubs. You will be required to submit to random preliminary breath testing, and you have to pay the cost of that. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Do you know how you're gonna pay the cost of that?
I do not, but
Yeah, you should have spoken about that with your attorney, because if you want to do probation, there's a cost associated and you're responsible for it, okay? But you're also going to be required to obtain and maintain employment while on the course of probation, and you need to provide evidence of that to your probation officer, okay? You're not to possess a firearm, weapon, or ammunition of any kind. Do you understand that?
yes, ma'am.
You're not to engage in any assaultive or threatening behavior. I am going to order that you participate in intensive outpatient treatment. in a 12-step meeting. By verification as directed by your probation officer, okay?
Yes.
Do you have any questions about your condition so far? You got to the, as far as the 10th grade, is that correct?
Yes. ma'am.
So this is what I will allow. You are either gonna obtain employment or you're gonna get enrolled and show proof of your participation in a GED or a high school diploma program, okay? Fines and costs, there's a $75 crime victim rights fee that must be assessed for statute, with a $50 state minimum cost. You do 6 months of probation, it's $30 per month for oversight fee that you're responsible for, so that's $180. I'm gonna waive discretionary fines and costs due to your indigency status. And then you will have the opportunity to make monthly payments. I recognize that you're on very limited resources. And so while you're navigating for the next few months, this probationary term, it should be your priority to pay for your drops, for your preliminary breath testing and your analysis testing before you make your monthly payment for the overall probation fees. Because at the end of the day, I'm not gonna violate you, or I won't sustain a violation because you didn't make payments on fines and costs. But if you don't go get your testing done, I'll have to violate you and put you in jail. Understand that?
Yes.
So pay that first at the end of probation. If what we're dealing with is you've been compliant other than paying the fines and costs, then I can address that another way. Let's see. Lastly, there is an advice of rights as to probation. It says you've been sentenced to a term of probation in the 54A district court. And the probation terms have been individually tailored and are specific to address your assessed risks and needs. You may have the right to request early discharge from probation. In order to do that, you would first need to complete all of the programming that's ordered by the court and not have had any violations within the 90 days preceding your request for early discharge. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Your probation officer can make the request on their own, or you can make the request using the MC 512 form, which is the notice regarding eligibility for early discharge from probation. That form is located on the court website, or you can get it from your probation officer. If you file your own notice for early discharge, it's your responsibility to file a copy with the court and serve a copy on the prosecutor's office. The prosecutor's office has 14 days from receipt of that notice to file any written objection to your request for early discharge, okay?
Yes.
You have any questions about that?
No.
If I set it for hearing for some reason to address your request for early discharge, you have the right to hire an attorney to represent you. You do not have the right to appoint counsel for any hearing for early discharge, okay? Questions or concerns about probation at this time? Yeah. When you leave here, you're gonna go downstairs to the 5th floor, check in with our probation department. So they can make sure they have accurate information for you. Just credit. Any additional matters for the record, counsel?
Nothing further from the people. Thank you.
No, Your Honor, thank you.
We're all set, ma'am.
Thank you.
Have a seat and we can get you downstairs in just a moment. record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Ronnie J. Williams, file number 24-02303. Counsel appearance.
Good morning, Your Honor. Casey Markarian appearing on behalf of the people.
And good morning, Your Honor. Assistant Public Defender, excuse me, Aaron Schroeder, on behalf of Ronnie Williams Jr., who is present and standing to my right.
Today was the date that was set for a preliminary examination for you, Mr. Williams. My understanding is that this matter is being amended to a misdemeanor. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor. Misdemeanor of assault and battery.
So for that reason, this matter is going to be rescheduled on the misdemeanor docket. And counsel, you said you wanted a pretrial or a final pretrial?
Let's go for a pretrial for the moment now.
This is September 3rd at 10 a.m.
September 3rd at 10 a.m.
That was 10 a.m.
Yes. And you wanted to address bond.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Williams has been in custody consistently since the 8th of this month. By my math, it's about 16 days credit so far in the Ingham County Jail. His current bond is $5,000 cash surety. This matter has now been reduced by the prosecutor to a misdemeanor charge, to which Mr. Williams is still pleading not guilty, which is why we set this to a pretrial. This is the only matter holding him in custody at this point. He had employment prior to going into custody on the 7th, going into the 8th. He has a home that he needs to get back out to make payments on. He has a child, a daughter, who is due any day now. I'd ask the court to consider him for a PR bond at this point, just based on the fact that the case has been reduced the way it has been. And he's got numerous reasons to make sure he continues. I did receive contact from Peckham that I believe is the employment that he, my understanding is the employment that he is working with. He has a child on the way, and as a home, I do believe he will show back up to court. I do know he is currently under supervision, as the court has previously stated, probation in both Ingham and Eaton counties. However, they have chosen at this time not to proceed on violations. They don't have a hold on him until the outcome of this matter. And so he does have additional oversight in addition to pretrial supervision from this court. So I think that can address the safety of the community. If not that, then the tether could also be ordered. Thank you.
Not eligible for non-financial release due to having 2 prior felony convictions in the last 5 years under MCL 765.6A. That's why he didn't get a PR bond. And he won't get a PR bond just because it's being amended to an assault and battery, because that statute could still make him ineligible.
I thought that the statute allowed the court to actually make the change. It just was the initial bond that could not be a PR bond.
I heard bond motion last week. I recognize it's being downgraded to an assault and battery, but it's other factors in addition to that the court has to consider when it comes to the safety of the public. Currently on probation for the 30th Circuit Court for weapons carrying concealed. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Currently on probation for the 30th Circuit Court for aggravated domestic assault and battery, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
It also says that he has active probation out of 56A, was just destruction of a personal property, correct?
Yes.
And then he was convicted in 2018 of weapons carrying with unlawful intent. when being under the court supervision for multiple matters, 3 different convictions actually, under 2 different courts, did not cause him allegedly to be compliant or to not create a risk to the public. I recognize this has been being downgraded from assault with a deadly weapon to just an assault. So an allegation of assaultive action, and the court's denying the motion. I think the bond is more than appropriate. It's 5,000 cash surety. We can get a bondsman to make appropriate arrangements. Any additional matters for the record?
Nothing further for the people. Thank you.
Nothing further for defense. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. You're welcome. We can bring up Anderson. Do we have Roca here? Roca?
Yes.
Are we running an exam?
No. This will be a
On the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Dominic Roca, file number 24-01787, counsel appearance.
Morning, Your Honor. Case Mark Herring, appearing on behalf of the people.
Karen Robinson, Assistant Public Defender for Mr. Roca.
Okay, today was the date set for preliminary examination, and there's going to be a plea?
Yes, Your
There
Honor.
is, Your Honor. May I approach?
Yes. Okay, so Mr. Roca, the people are offering for you to plead guilty to amended count 2 of use of a controlled substance. Under MCL 333.74042A, that's a misdemeanor, maximum penalty 1 year and or $2,000 in fines. You understand that?
Yes.
You would like to accept that offer today?
Yes.
Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give is the truth and the whole truth under the penalty of perjury? You can put your hand down. This your signature, sir? You read this document?
Yes.
You understand the rights listed here?
Yes.
Do you have any questions about these rights? And are you willing to give each of these rights up today in order to plead guilty to the amended count of use of a controlled substance?
Yes.
And so that means you're gonna give up your right to the presumption of innocence. You're innocent until proven guilty, and you have the right to require the prosecution prove your guilt at trial by proving each element of the charge or charge being brought against you beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to remain silent at trial and not have that silence be used against you. Or you can waive your silence in trial and testify if you'd like. You have the right to subpoena witnesses to trial to testify on your behalf. You have the right to see, hear, or question any of the prosecution's witnesses at your trial. You understand those rights that you would be giving up?
Yes.
Is anybody threatening you to get you to give those rights up? Has there been any promises in exchange for you entering a guilty plea today? Are you currently on probation or on parole?
No.
You understand that if you plead guilty, that it could result in a conviction that you may need to report to your current employer.
Yes.
You also understand that if you plead guilty, it can result in a conviction that may have impact on immigration or travel status that you may be seeking. So you may want to go on vacation to a certain country and they could deny you if you have a conviction of this kind on your record. You understand that?
Yes.
As to the amended count of use of a controlled substance, how do you plead? You should believe you're guilty? Factual basis, counsel.
Yes, Your Honor. On June 13th of 2024, were you in the area of Center Street and Oakland Avenue in Lansing, Michigan, Ingham County, state of Michigan? And were you driving a vehicle at that time? In contact with police? Upon, when they came in contact with you, did they have a reason to search your vehicle?
Yes.
Okay, and they found a bag with a white powdery substance in the vehicle?
Yes.
And that was identified as cocaine?
Correct.
And you had no legal use or privilege to use cocaine?
Right.
Any questions from the prosecution?
No, Your Honor. People are satisfied with the factual basis.
The court is satisfied with the factual basis. I find your plea made freely, voluntarily, and intelligently. Your matter is scheduled for sentencing October 18th at 9 o'clock in the morning. When you leave here, you're gonna go down 1 floor to the 5th floor, so you can check in with probation and get you all set up for your pre-sentence interview in preparation of your sentencing date. And you also are going to be ordered to undergo a substance abuse assessment, okay? So at the address on Durant?
Correct.
Okay. Do you have any questions for the court at this time? Any additional matters for the record, counsel?
Nothing further for the people.
No, Your Honor, thank you.
You're all set. The record in the matter, actually, we didn't get an extension.
He's on his way.
Oh, okay. Versus Martise Anderson, file number 24-02141, counsel appearance.
Morning, Your Honor. Case Mark Aaron appearing on behalf of the people.
And thank you, Your Honor, and good morning. Jared Austin appearing on behalf of Martise Anderson. He stands present with me at council table.
How are you, Mr. Anderson? Okay. It was the date that was set for a preliminary examination. Are we ready to proceed?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor. There's just a couple issues I'd like to address on the record, if I may.
You can do so at this time.
Yes, thank you, Your Honor. I've met with Mr. Anderson 3 times. prior to this. I did go out and made 2 attempts yesterday to speak with him at the youth center for final preparations for a preliminary examination. I was told that he did not wish to speak with me. I have my suspicions. I don't know what that's about, but I did want to make a record of that. And second of all, Your Honor, my understanding is there's going to be multiple witnesses today, so I would ask the court to order sequestration.
Sequestration is granted. Did you want to respond to anything he said before I respond?
Yes, Your Honor, we would just ask for the exception of Detective Martha McGonigal from the sequestration witness, as she's a necessary witness to the case. Further, Your Honor, I did just want to make a record that I understand there's a lot of family here on both sides supporting each parties. I just wanted to make a record that my intent is to play some videos, show some pictures that might be disturbing today, and I just wanted to give everyone a fair warning.
Okay, thank you for that. The exception is of course granted. Mr. Anderson. You refused to talk to your attorney, is that correct? Someone advised you to do that? You made that decision on your own? Do you care to share with the court why you refused to talk to your attorney in preparation for formulating your defense without telling me anything that could be used against you? Because of what?
Do a couple things.
Can you speak up a little louder for me?
I asked him to do a couple things he didn't do. And
Things relative to your defense?
yeah. He yelled at my mom. A lot of things, so that's why I didn't want to speak to him.
He yelled at your mom?
Yeah.
When did he yell at your mom?
Last court date, I think.
And you were present when that happened?
No, I was.
Oh, okay. So how do you know that he yelled at your mom if you weren't present when that happened?
I got told that.
Okay. He asked you to do some things relative to, you asked him to do some things relative to your defense, and you believe he didn't do those things?
No.
And so what else do you have as to why you didn't want to meet with him? Anything else? I'm gonna put this email also on the record. I have an email that looks like it went to the Judge Simmons courtroom general email. For the record, that email does not go to me. I don't open that email and I don't receive those emails. My staff filters those because it would be inappropriate to email a judge directly about a case. In this particular situation, there was an email, subject title, new lawyer from a Tasha Horton. Is that your mother?
Yes.
Says, good morning. How do I go about obtaining a new court-appointed lawyer? My son was represented by Jared Austin Friday in your courtroom for probable cause conference and was asked to lower bond. He states that the judge won't do it, but will ask. He never did at the conference. So I asked why he didn't. He got loud and said he doesn't have to answer to us and walk off and insinuating my son was guilty. Who is he representing if he feels like that? My son is a minor and has asked him to do things that he has never did them. I feel he's not working for him and he's not going to put my son in a bad spot. Is there Tasha Horton here? There Tasha Horton? Can you please stand up? Did you send this email?
Yes.
Okay, you were present last week?
Yes.
Okay, and so you interacted with Mr. Austin?
Yes.
Okay, and what was your interaction with him?
I had talked to him on the phone the day before to see if he can lower bond and
He can't lower bond.
I'm sorry.
You wanted him to make a motion
Yes.
to reduce the bond?
Yes, and he
Okay,
said you wouldn't do it. He'll wait till later, but he'll still ask. And so I asked him out in the hallway, why didn't, he asked, he said, no, these are serious allegations. He shot somebody. I'm like, excuse me? He was like, well, I'm saying it's allegation, but,
there are allegations that he shot somebody. How was that insinuating someone's guilty?
he said that he did it, actually.
Well, what you just said is these are serious allegations. He shot somebody. That doesn't mean that he's saying he did it. It means that there's serious allegations that he did it, which is why, how we got here, because of the allegations.
Yeah.
They are serious.
Yes, and so going on, I said, well, I'll ask, he said, I don't have to answer to you or the boss, well, if his boss was here, he has a job. And he said, I don't take orders from you or him. And he said, well, she just asked you.
Who's he?
He's Robert.
Oh, the other person said something to him too?
Yeah.
So two people approached him in the hallway? Is this what?
Yeah, we just asked him about
Like,
the
you
lower
just
bond.
politely said, hey, well, what about that lower bond? Nice and calm?
Yeah, yeah.
Mr. Austin, did you want to respond?
Well, Your Honor, I denied I ever yelled at anyone. I didn't speak to anyone in any type of derogatory or aggressive tone.
This is not a classroom. You can put your hand down. This is not a classroom.
Now speak.
No, you may not. Continue.
So from my perspective, there were multiple family members that came to address me, and what I would describe as anything other than a pleasant tone. I did my best out of courtesy to answer their questions, but I did not raise my voice at anyone. I did not yell at anyone, and I do represent Mr. Anderson. That is who my ethical obligations are towards. I'm not going to discuss the facts of the case. I'm not going to discuss evidence. I'm not going to share evidence with anything or anyone other than Mr. Anderson. So that is my perspective on that interaction. I never said that the court would not lower bond what I would ask. I felt it was more appropriate, given my experience with these types of charges in the court, to wait and see how the evidence plays out at the preliminary examination. And I told him my intent was to address bond at that time. It's still my intent to do so once this hearing is concluded. And as far as Mr. Anderson wanting me or asking me to do things that I did not do, I have not done anything or refused to do anything that Mr. Anderson has asked me to do that would be necessary for his defense or would be necessary for the preparation of his defense in this case or in preparation of the preliminary examination. I am not going to disseminate evidence or discuss evidence or facts of the case with multiple people, even if he requests me to. I'm not obligated to, and I don't think that's necessarily in his best interest to do so.
So that was what he's referencing, for you to discuss or provide information about his case with other people?
I believe so.
Okay. Is that what you were saying you wanted him to do?
It's my mother.
Okay, and he didn't do that? Okay, and sir, what's your name?
I'm Wayne. I'm his uncle. And,
Okay, why are you waving your hand and
because I don't
wave
believe-
in my courtroom while I'm trying to address issues?
Oh, well, excuse me, Your Honor, but I don't believe that she really got out what she needed to say. To you.
That's her, is she an adult?
Yeah, she's an adult.
So she can get out what she wants to say.
Right,
Were you
right.
present when this happened?
No, I wasn't present.
Well, then you can't speak to what happened.
No, I'm not speaking to what happened. If I can speak to what happened to me today, I came and I went to ask him about the situation with Martell. And he was very rude and unprofessional.
Well, you're very rude and unprofessional because I told you just now you don't get to speak on her behalf and you're gonna tell me what you're gonna do anyways in my courtroom.
No, I'm not.
Yeah,
speaking.
no,
I'm speaking
you can have a seat, sir. This is the issue.
Okay, well, you asked me a question.
Yeah, I asked you what
I
your
was just
name
asking.
was. I asked you what your name was.
Right,
That's
all
what
you
I
want to
asked you.
know.
And then I asked you, were you present? Those are the only two questions that I have asked you.
Right.
You've given me far more than that without me asking you.
But
You don't run this courtroom, you don't run this courtroom,
That's right.
and you don't run this courtroom, and they don't run this courtroom. I have to keep order in here. His job as a court-appointed attorney and as an attorney in general is to protect his client. He's not defending you. He's not defending you. He doesn't have to talk to you all. And imagine how he feels if he's trying to do his job, but he keeps getting approached by other people who I'm sure you're passionate when you speak to him, because of the nature of the relationship with this young man, you're passionate in my courtroom, and it's not even your son. I reckon, I was gonna say it, but you keep talking over me. Talk out one more time. I can ask you to move. Thank you. Thank you. And so the issue is, if he's trying to do a job and he has so many other people thinking that they can opine on what he should be doing, how comfortable does that you think it makes him feel? And it's his job, and only his job, and whoever his attorney is, whether he gets a new attorney or not, because you can go hire an attorney, it's still that attorney's job solely to do the strategy of defense. You can't tell them how to do the defense. You can't tell him how to do the defense, and neither can you. He is correct. He does not have an obligation and should not be disseminating information about your case outside of here, because he's trying to protect you and your interests. He doesn't know where that information goes if he starts disseminating. And so that to me doesn't sound like a violation of his responsibility to you. I think you probably did yourself a disservice by refusing to speak to him, because what you thought you heard, which was that he yelled or raised his voice at your mother. And he may have raised his voice, but I don't believe for 1 minute that you weren't passionate when you spoke to him and that you just stopped him politely. I don't believe that. And it wasn't just you, it was someone else approaching him at the same time. I would venture to believe upset that he did not make a motion for your son to have a lower bond. Is that correct?
Yeah, I just was, like I said, I asked him, I was passionate, I wasn't loud.
I know, I recognize you can be passionate as your child.
Yeah, so, but, and the guy, he didn't speak until afterwards, after he said that or whatever, but yeah, it's just, I'm not telling him to tell me what's going on with the case, but I think even though I know you're trying to they're trying to try him as an adult, but he's still a minor. I think I should know something. He's still a child, you know what I'm saying?
But you have the ability to speak with your son though, correct? Yeah. He can feel free to talk to you about whatever he wants to tell you about what happens with his meetings with his attorney. The attorney does not have an obligation to talk to you. That he doesn't. Your son can talk to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I can't get the police report?
You can forward a copy of the police report if that's what you want under the Freedom of Information Act. But he doesn't have to provide you a copy of any of the discovery that he's supposed to use to formulate the defense. He doesn't have to do that. Those are not violations of his professional obligation. The things that you're saying are not telling me that he is falling below the standard. And I've never seen him not zealously advocate for his client. If you think that he wants to come in court and lose his cases, you don't understand what he's here to do. He's here to protect his rights.
Oh yeah.
And protecting his rights may mean that he can't talk to everybody about what's going on. That protects his rights. And you may not understand that, and that's fine. There's a reason why we go to law school. There's a reason why we practice and we learn court rules, so that we understand what maybe the layman or common person may not understand about protection of somebody's rights. And so sometimes that could conflict with what you feel is natural because you're a mother and you're trying to be protective. I don't believe that you can't make a motion to get a new attorney anyways. He's the only one who could make that motion. I got your email, so I wanted to address it. And then hear out what you believe was insinuating that your son was guilty. Based on what you said and even what he said, it doesn't sound like that was the insinuation. It sounds like what the statement is. These are very serious allegations that he shot someone, which is how we're here. Those are the allegations. Yes. And he's innocent until proven guilty.
He didn't say that. He said he shot someone. I mean, maybe, okay.
And so you said that there's parties on both sides that's here?
Family members on both sides and support, yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Your Honor, may I be heard?
You may.
Just wanted to put on the record some.
Ma'am, you can have a seat.
Some communications I had with Mr. Austin regarding this case. Although my opinion doesn't mean much in the sense, it is my opinion he is advocating for his client. We had a slight hiccup with subpoenas going out on this case. I sent an email to the court staff yesterday. Originally, I intended to seek an adjournment today because of that hiccup. Due to some work of the Lansing Police Department, we were able to contact witnesses and get them here for court on behalf, so I withdrew that. In between that, I did speak with Mr. Austin. It's my understanding, not only was he going to object to the adjournment and try to have this case proceed, he was also going to ask for a bond motion today, regardless of how.
I think he indicated we're dealing with a minor being charged with some serious charges. He was just, I think he was arraigned August 31st, and he's being detained at the youth center. The bond as set, I don't see, based on what I see here, by Judge Buchanan, it seems appropriate considering the charges. Mr. Austin's been before me, I don't know how many times. You've been before me, I don't know how many times. I was not gonna amend the bond before his preliminary examination. So there's a reason why they're here to do the strategy. And he can take what you're saying or what your requests are into consideration. And you should make an effort to work with him to help formulate the defense, not create consternation or tension between people who are supposed to be here to support this minor.
That wasn't.
Yeah, I'm sure it wasn't. You're a passionate mother. So I know that I'm sure it was not your intention, but I can understand also, I used to be a defense attorney, a public defender. So I can understand how it would be if I'm trying to navigate a defense for my client and I'm getting stopped in the hallway by people I don't really know who are very passionate because they have demands of things that what they think should be happening. So I can understand how that could get misconstrued. I'm sure Mr. Austin's going to work better with communicating with you within the realms of his professional responsibility as to how things are moving, because you are dealing with a minor here, but he can't just start giving you evidence and other information. He can't do that. Okay. Sir, did you have something else you wanted to share?
I can speak now?
I'm asking you a question, otherwise.
Yeah, I think, never mind.
Okay, you can be removed.
I remember myself.
Thank you. Any additional matters before we call witnesses?
Well, just a preliminary matter, Your Honor. I do have several exhibits I intend to admit today through the witnesses. I attempted to reach a stipulation on this. Mr. Austin would not stipulate to them, so just wanted Your Honor to know there's about 10 exhibits, a little more than 10 exhibits that we're planning to admit.
Okay.
People call Anaya Williams, Your Honor.
You raise your right hand. You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give is the truth and the whole truth under penalty of perjury. You can have a seat. The microphone that's in front of you, that microphone is not going to amplify your voice. That's first and foremost, okay? So you need to speak loud because I can barely hear you, okay?
Okay.
And so that microphone is so that the lady behind you can pick it up on her system for court recording.
Okay.
Everything stated in the courtroom must be recorded. So all of your responses must be heard. They must be verbal, no head nods or head shakes or mm-hms and uh-huhs, because we can't articulate that. So we'll have to ask you if that's a yes or no if you do that, okay?
Okay.
If there is an objection from either attorney, you'll stop speaking. The court will have to make a ruling on that objection to tell you if you're allowed to give that answer or not, okay?
Okay.
State your first and last name, spell both.
Anaya, A-N-A-E-Y-A, Williams, W-I-L-L-I-A-M-S.
You can proceed, counsel.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mayor, thank you for being here. I want to address something. You walked in with a piece of paper. What was that?
It's a female one.
Do you want to be here to testify today? How old?
19.
Are you still in school?
I'm in college.
What do you do?
I work at a call center, but I also am going to nursing school.
You live in Lansing?
Yes.
Do you know someone by the name of Miles Washington?
Yes.
How do you know Miles?
He was my ex-boyfriend. And my boyfriend.
So it was your ex and then you got back together?
Then
May-
yes.
Yes.
Maybe as a result of this?
No.
Naya, did we talk before you took the stand to testify today? You and I?
Oh, yeah.
Did we talk?
Yeah.
Did I in any way tell you what to testify to?
No.
What did I tell you to do? Referring you back to July 7th, 2024 at around 3 a.m. Do you remember that date? Why?
I was there. And
He was there and what happened?
I remember what I seen.
Now, we'll get to what you saw in a moment. Referring to you were there, do you mean the location of 6255 Beachfield Drive in Lansing?
Yes.
You know if that address is in Ingham County?
I'm not sure.
It's in the city of Lansing,
Yes.
in Ingham County,
Yes.
in the state of Michigan.
Yes.
All right, Anaya, let's talk a little bit about what happened. I know this might be difficult for you. If you need a break at any point, just let us know, okay? What was going on at 6255 Beachfield Drive around 3 a.m. on July 2nd?
When I was out there, I seen a bunch of people there. I went to go pick up a boy. When I got there, I seen him. And see everybody partying.
I could barely hear.
Mind speaking up a little bit? Let me break that down a little bit too. So you said you were at a party and that you went to get someone. Was that before or after you went to the party?
So I got to the party when everything was over.
By everything, what do you mean?
The party had ended and people were just like wildly gathering around.
You recall about what time you got there?
Maybe like 2:30. I'm not sure.
So you went to pick someone up, got to the party around 2:30 a.m. What happened after that?
I see Miles on the front porch. Me and him, see me, we were talking. We were walking to the back, and that's where there was a group of boys. And Miles had bumped into somebody, and he asked him, like, "Are you cool?" Miles said back to him, he continued on about business, walked to the back. Me and him were talking about, like, we just asked each other, like, "What are you doing here? What are you doing here?" And then after our conversation, we walked to the side of the house, making our way to the front. And then that's when the group of boys were walking behind us, talking, trying to argue. Then we get to the front, and that's when words were exchanged. And then we go into the front, we go into the house, and then that's when we thought everything had died down.
So let's break this down a little bit. It seems like you were at a party. Do you know about how many people were there? A lot?
Yeah, it was a lot of people.
More than 30?
Yeah.
More than 40? So at least 40.
Yeah, at least like 40 people.
Whose house was this party at?
40?
Who's Jordan?
I don't know him personally. I just know that's whose house it was.
Do you know who Jordan associates with?
No, I don't.
Do you know why Miles was at this party?
He was asked to go by his cousin.
What about this group of guys you're talking about? Do you know if they were invited?
I'm not sure if they were invited, but they were there.
Now, you mentioned that you were at the party around 2:30 a.m. You saw Miles, and then you went to the back porch, and there was some sort of maybe an argument or something then? Could you explain that?
Yeah, so I don't think it really was an argument. It was just like I was running, Miles was chasing me, and then kind of bumped in, not even a bump, but whatever, a bump. And then words were exchanged, just I'm cool, he said it back, continued on about it. And then when we were walking to the front, that's when more words, we were getting followed by a group, more words were exchanged. And that's the front porch.
So just words at this point, though,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
So after you tried to, well, I won't put words in your mouth. Were you attempting to get away from these people when you walked around to the front?
Yes.
After you tried to get away and they continued to follow you, arguing,
Yes.
what happened?
Words were exchanged. You go into the house, me and Miles, and the group that we were with. We go into the house, thinking everything's yesterday, and I was about to leave, or we go out the back door to leave, and then that's when things got even more escalated. More boys came, and that's when we started fighting.
Let me stop you there. You said that you were with you and Miles at someone's house named Jordan, but you've also mentioned a group of people you were with.
Yeah.
How
so
many
we-
people were you with?
5.
Who were those? If you remember.
Marcel, James, and Miles.
So we have yourself, Montrell, James, Tina, and Miles.
Yes.
I'm assuming Tina's a female.
Yes.
The rest of them are guys.
Yes.
We've got 3 guys, 2 girls.
Yes.
Now, before I ask you about what happened with the fight, I understand you were at a party. Were you drinking?
No.
You weren't drinking.
No.
Do you know if other people were drinking?
Yes.
Do you know if other people were using any other substances or anything like that?
No.
So now we're at the point where you said that you went back inside the house with your group of people that we've identified, and you tried to go out the back, and those guys followed you around the house again. Is that right?
Yeah, so we were in the house, and when we were on the back porch, we just seen a group of people coming towards us, which were guys.
When you say they were coming towards you, were they trying to shake your hand and say hello? What were they doing?
No, with aggression.
With aggression. What do you mean by that?
Like, it wasn't like they were trying to come and talk to us, it was like they were coming to press an issue.
Are you familiar with the term squaring up?
Yes.
Did anyone square up?
Yes.
Who squared up first?
Whoever, I don't know who the boy was in the front that started it, he squared up first, and that's when we started fighting. When Miles, the defense jumped off and started fighting, boys, and all the boys were in him, started jumping.
I'm supposed to speak in another language because I have no clue what she's saying, and she's talking really low and really fast.
Yes, Your Honor. So if you could just slow down a little bit, maybe pretend like you're trying to talk to the back of the courtroom rather than
Okay.
just me. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, tell us again what you were saying about who squared up first, how this incident started.
Whoever the boy was in the front that came with the aggression, he came and jumping on one of the boys that we were with, and then Miles jumped off the porch to his defense, and then that's when all the boys started jumping on Miles on the side of the house.
Now, let's explain that a little bit. So you said Miles jumped to his defense. Who's he?
No, so what I mean by that is when all the boys had walked up, they already walked up, squaring up, trying to fight, so he was fighting back.
How many boys approached Miles when he was by himself?
Maybe like 10,
Somewhere around 10?
yeah, maybe not.
And all of them seem to be approaching in an aggressive manner. Is that fair to say?
Yes,
Looking to fight.
yes,
So it was Miles versus all about 10 of these people.
yes.
What happened after Miles got off the porch?
They're on the porch, they're dragging him, hitting him, kicking him in his head. And I went over there, seemed to be more boys that came. At that point, that's when Miles is on the ground, they keep hitting him, whatever. Miles gets up, we're trying to leave, they're walking pretty much to the front of the house. And it's me and Miles and Marcello at that time trying to walk to the house, and then that's when more words were exchanged.
Let me break that down a little bit more. It sounds like, well, are you familiar with the term getting jumped?
Yes,
Would you say Miles got jumped?
yes,
By how many people?
maybe like 10 boys,
You described him getting kicked on, stomped on. Was he on the ground?
yes,
So people were kicking and stomping on him when he was on the ground.
yes,
About 10 boys.
yes.
And then somehow the fight got separated.
Mhm.
Miles got back up and you walked away.
Yes.
What happened after you walked away with Miles and Martell after the fight had been separated?
After that, words were being exchanged, we're walking back,
Words with who?
Martrell and 2 of the boys. We're gonna
Let's try and say who those 2 boys are. Do you know who they are?
Tez and James.
James. You've identified someone as James. Do you know James?
I don't,
So you don't know James.
I don't know.
How do you know his name?
Social media,
Do you know what social media accounts James has? Did you look at them? How did you go about finding?
on Facebook.
Is James his first name or last name? Do you know?
I don't know,
This person you've identified as Tez. Do you know who that person is?
yes.
How do you know that?
I know him through a friend or somebody that my sister is associated with. I've seen him multiple times on plenty of occasions,
Multiple times prior to this incident.
yes,
You've seen his face exposed.
yes,
This night at the party, the person that you identified as Tez, was his face exposed?
yes,
Did you see his face?
yes,
Was this the same person that you knew as Tez?
yes,
Do you know Tez's full name?
yes,
What is it?
Marcel.
Last name? Do you know?
Mhm.
That person you've name identified as Martez, are they here in the courtroom? If you could please point him out and identify him by an article of clothing he's wearing,
And then
please. Your Honor, let the record reflect the witnesses identified at the time.
Any objection to identification?
Without objection.
Identification is noted.
All right. And we've identified a person named James, a person, the defendant, Tez, and that some words were being exchanged between the friend Martell and them after the fight got separated.
yes,
What happened next?
I seen, as they're talking, we're trying to walk back, I see him with the gun in his hand trying to swing it,
Who's him?
Marcel.
So you see Martez with a gun in his hand now.
Yes.
Did you see one before?
No,
Do you know where it was?
mm,
Do you know where he pulled it out from?
his pants,
Would you say it was concealed on his pants?
no.
You wouldn't say it's
Oh,
concealed?
yes,
So he pulls the gun out from his pants that you weren't able to see before.
yes.
Then what happens?
He tries to hit Martrell, and then from there, when I see that, I ran off.
Tries to hit Martrell out.
And then try to like swing at him like that.
Do you know what a pistol whip is?
Yes,
Was he trying to pistol whip Martrell?
yes.
Then what happened after he tried to pistol whip Martrell?
I ran off, and then that's when I heard 4 gunshots.
You heard 4 gunshots.
Yes.
Did you actually see the shooting itself?
No, I didn't know.
Was your back turned?
Yes,
Would it be fair to say after you turned and ran away, you didn't see anything else that happened?
correct.
What did you do after hearing those shots?
I was under the like, little parking thing, and I see Miles, and I ran to Miles and helped him. And
Can you describe how Miles appeared at this point?
he was laying on his stomach under a car, saying that he was shot. They found the hoodie that was pressing down on the wound. Martrell was calling the police. And then we sat there and waited for the paramedics to come out.
What happened after paramedics arrived?
The police came first to help. They came and tried to cover up the wounds, cut his pants. The paramedics came and I was into the hospital. After that, and went on the back and checked it.
At some point, did you talk to a detective at the Lansing Police Department about what happened?
Yes,
Did you tell the detective a similar or perhaps identical story to what you're saying today?
yes,
This person that you know as Martez or Tez, do you know if he has any social media accounts?
yes.
Do you know what names those accounts might be on or what platforms? Tez? Would you recognize a printout of his Facebook page if I approach you with it here today? Commissioner, approach the witness, Your Honor.
Yes.
Approaching with People's Exhibit, proposed exhibit number 2. Do you recognize what I've just handed you?
Yes.
What have I just handed you?
Screenshot of Montez's Facebook page.
What's the name on that Facebook page?
Says certified.
Is that the same Facebook page that you know to be associated with the defendant?
Yes.
Your Honor, at this time, people would move to admit People's Exhibit number 2.
Any objections to people too?
Your Honor, I think she could certainly identify that she's familiar with that account, but I think actually further admitted into evidence, I think would require some additional authentication other than just a witness saying that I've seen this account and I'm familiar with it. So that would be my objection. There's a lack of proper authentications to the account.
You can address the objection.
Yes, Your Honor, the authentication can be made by someone who has personal knowledge, so long as they state that on the record. She has stated she has personal knowledge of the defendant, his Facebook account. She stated the name of it, that it was Tez before I approached her with it. I've now approached her with the same. She seems to recognize this the same Facebook page. She.
Objections overruled. People's 2 is admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. Now that name on that account, what is it one more time?
Says certified.
Your Honor, permission to approach with People's Exhibit number 3.
Yes.
Witness was the same. Do you recognize what I've just handed you there?
Yes.
You know what platform that's from? Social media platform?
Yes.
What platform?
Instagram.
And what is the name at the bottom in the reply bubble there?
Certified _K.
Do you recognize anyone in that photo?
Yes.
Who do you recognize?
Montez.
Which one of those 2 people in that photo on People's Exhibit number 3 is Martez?
The boy in the back, the black hoodie on, in the blue jeans. And white shoes.
Your Honor, at this time, people would admit Exhibit number 3, People's Exhibit number 3.
Any objections to People's 3?
Same objection to the previous exhibit, Your Honor. I anticipate the same.
Same response, Your Honor, as well.
Objections overruled. People's 3 is admitted.
And just to clarify one more time, when that weapon was pulled by the defendant, could you see it before he did?
No,
Where was it?
in his face.
So not visible to anyone around.
No.
And then he pulled it
Yes.
and used it.
Yes.
Thank you, Your Honor. I have no further questions for this witness. Permission to approach and publish People's Exhibit numbers 2 and 3.
Permission granted. Cross-examination.
Yes, thank you, Your Honor. Morning, Ms. Williams. So as I understand it, you arrived at this party as it was kind of dying down. Is that correct?
Yes.
Was that planned? Was that your intention, or did it just happen that that's when you were up?
My plan was to go and pick somebody up with no party or anything. I was just there to pick somebody up.
You were there to pick them up from the party as it was ending and taking them home, essentially?
Yes.
And this is well past midnight when you arrived, is that correct?
Yes.
And safe to say it's rather dark out, is that correct?
Yes.
And where all this was happening at, was there any like porch lights on or street lights or anything like that that may have been illuminating the ground or the yard where this was occurring?
Yes.
And did that provide a lot of light, or was it still pretty dark out there?
Pretty dark.
And you described a fight. Sounds like there were several people that was kind of ganging up and attacking Miles. Is that correct?
Yes.
And other than you and the group that was attacking Miles, how many others were there left around at that time? Do you know?
Aside from the group and myself,
Yes.
I would say maybe 10 to 15 people.
And were these people around your age, teenagers, adults? Could you tell?
I think the ages varied. I would say around my age for the most part.
And was it a mixture of male and females?
Yes.
And what were these other bystanders doing while Miles was being attacked? Were they standing around watching? Were they trying to intervene and stop it? Were they doing anything?
Some were standing watching, some were trying to get the situation calmed down. You know, it's a little bit of both.
Did anyone actually physically go and try to push these attackers off of Miles?
Yes.
Were they successful in doing that?
No.
And did you see anyone filming this with cell phones or anything like that?
At the time, I didn't see, but after the fact, I know.
Did you film it?
No.
And you were talking about a gun and seeing gun. Did you actually see Martez pull the gun from his pants? Is that your testimony?
Yes.
And are you familiar with firearms?
No.
And if I asked you what the difference was between a revolver and semi-automatic, would you know?
No.
Do you remember what color the gun was?
Black.
And to be clear, you did not actually witness the shooting, is that correct?
Correct.
You did not see Martez shoot anyone, is that correct?
Correct.
And just right before you heard the shots, what was kind of your going through your mind at that point? Were you scared? Were you panicked? Were you something else?
Both.
Okay. Rather startling event, is that safe to say?
Yes.
Certainly something that you weren't expecting to happen, is that correct?
Yes.
And these social media pages that you were describing, you said you recognize them as Tez's social media accounts, is that correct?
Correct.
And how do you know that?
Because I was friends with him, and that's the same name that he uses on social media.
Were you friends with him on those particular social media accounts?
Yes.
Did you ever interact with him in any way on those social media accounts?
No.
Or liked any of his posts, exchanged messages, anything like that?
No.
And prior to this incident, when was the last time you saw Tez?
Person or on social media?
In person?
Maybe 2 years ago, a year ago.
So maybe at least a year or so prior to this incident, is that correct?
Correct.
And Tez is not someone that you frequently saw or communicated with, is that correct?
Correct.
Is there anything particular in your mind that stuck out to you about the clothes that Tez or Martez was wearing? That
Yes. A black Nike hoodie.
black Nike hoodie, is that what you said?
Yes.
Was there other people there that night wearing hoodies?
Yes.
Other people there that night wearing dark clothes or dark hoodies?
Yes.
And you said you're currently back in a relationship with Miles, is that correct?
Yes.
And have you spoken between the two of you about this case and about what happened? More than once?
No.
Just one time? When would that have occurred, that discussion?
Yeah.
Excuse me?
When everything happened,
So in other words, that day or that night?
I would say a couple days after.
Discussed with Miles previously to testifying today what your testimony was going to be about
No.
here today. You have any discussions with him about what he might be testifying about?
No.
You reviewed any police reports or any statements that you or anyone else made prior to testifying here today?
No. Besides the paper that I had.
Besides what?
The paper that I had, done, it's the only paper I've seen.
And that's a subpoena, is that correct?
Correct.
It doesn't contain any witness statements or anything like that, correct? Have you had any discussions with anybody else who was there that night at the party when the shooting occurred about the shooting or about the fight?
No.
And the gunshots that you heard, were they real close together in time, or they kind of spread out?
Close to them.
Thank you, Your Honor. That's all the questions I had.
Yes, Your Honor, thank you. Ms. Williams, you were asked on cross-examination about the last time you saw Tez and what he looked like and all that. On the night in question, July 7th, did he appear any different than the person that you knew him as?
No.
Did he look the same?
Yes.
Did I show you a couple photos from social media accounts before you took the stand? Did you recognize a person in those photos?
Yes.
Would you recognize those photos if I approach you with them again here today?
Yes.
Permission to approach with people's proposed exhibits number 4 and 5, Your Honor.
Commissioner granted.
Start with number 4 there. Do you recognize the person in that photo?
Yes.
Who is that?
My son.
How do you recognize him?
His hair.
His hair. What's distinctive about his hair?
The dress.
The dreads. You've identified the defendant here in court today. Does he have the same hair?
Yes.
Does he always have that hair?
Yes.
Is he the only person that had dreads? That
That I've
night?
seen.
That night, was
Oh,
he the only
no.
person that had dreads?
No.
So how could you tell him apart from the crowd?
It's his face.
His face. So you know his face as well?
Yeah.
You were asked about what kind of hoodie he was wearing and if other people were wearing the same. What kind of pants was he wearing? Do you recall?
I don't remember that.
Do you remember anything distinctive about his clothes?
I remember the hoodie and the dress, and I see his face.
Move on to people, or at this time, people would move to admit it's proposed exhibit number 4, Your Honor.
What's that?
People would move to admit people's proposed exhibit number 4 at this time, Your Honor.
People's board submitted without objection.
Same objection I had earlier.
Objections overruled.
Now flip over to the next page for me there. Do you recognize someone in that photo?
Yes.
Who's that?
Okay.
How do you recognize him?
His face and his dress.
Is that the same person you know as Martez in that photo?
Yeah.
Same person you've identified here in court?
Yes.
Your Honor, at this time, people would move to admit People's Exhibit number 5.
Same objection.
Yes, Your Honor.
Same response.
Okay, objections overruled. People's five is admitted. I have a question, as I might have missed this. Did you know Martez prior to this party?
Yes.
Okay. How long did you know him for?
Maybe a year or two.
How do you know him?
I know him through Cedric. Somebody that I went to school with.
You can continue.
Who is Cedric?
Cedric is my sister's ex-boyfriend and somebody that I went to school with.
Do you know Cedric well?
Yes.
Was Cedric also at this party?
Yes.
Did Cedric also assist in jumping Miles?
Yes.
Was Cedric one of those people that came up before the gun was pulled?
Yes.
So is it fair to say that the defendant associates with Cedric?
Yes.
Jack, leading speculation.
I can rephrase.
Objection sustained.
How often have you seen the defendant and Cedric together?
Often.
Are they known to hang out together?
Yes.
Jack, the speculation on that. Are
He
they known that-
asked, was they known to hang out with each other? So yes or no question. Not causing her to speculate. Say yes, no, or I don't know. So the objection's overruled.
Are they known to hang out together, Cedric and the defendant?
Yes.
Do you know if they arrived at the party together that night?
I'm not sure.
You were asked about your knowledge of firearms. Do you know a lot about guns?
No.
Can you tell the difference between a 9mm, a revolver, things like that?
No.
You were asked about your relationship with Miles and discussions about what happened. Did you in any way coordinate your testimony before you got in here with Miles?
No.
Did you coordinate your testimony with anyone else?
No.
You were also asked about some videos of the incident. Have you seen videos of the incident?
Yes.
How many?
One.
Just one? Do you recall how long that video was?
No, but I can say it was from start to finish.
Start to finish, what do you mean?
From walking to the back to the gun shop.
Maybe a couple minutes long?
Yeah.
Maybe 3 minutes long?
Yes.
Your Honor, I have no further questions for this witness at this time. Permission to approach and publish exhibits number 4 and 5.
You can approach. I have a question. You say you saw a video of the incident?
Yes.
Where did you see a video of the incident?
Social media.
Oh. You know whose account it was on?
No, I was shown from somebody.
Okay, sounds good. Let me cross or redirect based on my question.
Yes, if I may briefly on the issue of the video, Your Honor.
Yes.
Ms. Williams, when did you see this video?
Well, after the situation happened, I'd say maybe a week or two after the situation happened.
How many times did you see this video?
One.
And how did it come to be that you saw this video?
And I was showed the video by somebody that was sent the video.
Did they send it to you like as a link or in a
No,
message?
they showed me in person.
And seeing that video, has that in any way influenced your testimony about the memory of those events here today?
No.
Thank you, Your Honor. That's all I have.
Any further questions for this witness?
Nothing further from the people, Your Honor.
Okay, Ms. Williams, there is a sequestration order. So that means that you are not at liberty to discuss any portion of your testimony with any other witness, okay?
Okay.
You're free to go. Thank you. Call your next witness.
Yes, Your Honor, at this time, people call Miles Washington. I believe Mr. Martinez is going to retrieve. Commissioner Bertram.
Counsel. The record. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give us the truth and the whole truth under penalty of perjury? Okay, you can face that microphone. That microphone in front of you, it does not amplify your voice for me. So you need to speak loud and clear so that I can hear you. That microphone is supposed to pick up your sound so that the lady behind you can make a record of everything that's being stated here today. So all your responses must be, again, loud and clear, and they must be verbal, okay?
Okay.
If you hear an objection from either attorney, you'll stop speaking. I'll make a ruling on that objection, okay?
Okay.
State your first and last name, spell both.
Miles Washington.
Spell them both.
MYLES WASHINGTON.
You can proceed, counsel.
Thank you, Your Honor. Would the court like me to retrieve the exhibits on the bench?
If, to the extent that you need them, otherwise they can.
Okay, no worries. I just thought you were putting them there for me. Good morning, Miles. How old are you?
21 years old.
How old were you in July 7th of 2024?
21.
Are you still in school? Do you work? What do you do?
No, I'm not in school currently, but I'm not currently working. I was seeking employment before.
Something caused you to not be able to get a job, huh?
Right.
What's that?
Yeah, incident.
What incident is that?
With my leg.
When you cut right to it, you walked in on some crutches and you got injury to your leg. How did that happen?
How did I get injured?
Yeah.
Being shot.
Getting shot. How many times?
3 times.
3. Where?
In my legs. Both legs.
You know who shot you?
Yes.
Who?
Tez.
You know his full name?
Martez Anderson.
You see him in the, well, how do you know Martez Anderson?
Well, I know him since the incident.
Since the incident. So you didn't know him prior to that? How did you figure out who Martez was?
Well, my brother actually told me after the situation, and I had others tell me who it was.
So you heard from a lot of people about who they claimed shot you.
Hmm.
Fair to
Is that a
say,
yes?
Yes.
is it fair to say you didn't know at the time? The name of
I
the
didn't.
person?
Yes, I didn't know the name. I knew the face.
So you knew the face.
Yes.
Is that something you're ever gonna forget?
No.
Do you recognize that person whose face shot you here in court today?
Yes.
Could you please identify them, point them out in court by an article of clothing?
So the colors of the jumpsuit, orange shirt.
Your Honor, let the record reflect he has identified the defendant as the person who shot him.
Any objection to identification?
Without objection.
Identification is noted.
All right. Let me back up a little bit, okay, Miles? On July 7th of 2024, around 3 a.m., what were you doing?
Yeah. Was I at the party?
What were you doing on the early morning hours of July 7th?
Oh, the early morning.
Sure.
Um.
After midnight.
Okay. Yes, I was at the party at midnight, around midnight, like after midnight, right?
Yeah, after midnight. What were you doing on July 7th from the hours of 1 a.m. to 3 a.m.?
At the party.
Oh, you were at the party. Is the party at 6255 Beachfield Drive in Lansing? You recall the address?
I'm not even sure of the exact address.
Fair enough. Whose house were you at?
I know it's a boy named Jordan. Sure.
Were you invited to this party, Miles?
Well, I was. Yes.
Do you know who all was there?
I didn't know everyone.
There was a lot of people. How many people were there? Do you know?
Maybe over 40.
Who were you at the party?
I initially went to see my brother and my cousin that was there.
Who's your brother and your cousin? What are their names?
Tyler and Tina.
And I might have missed it. I know I asked you it already. Do you know whose house you were at?
Yes.
Whose house?
Jordan.
How long were you at this party about? Do you remember?
I don't remember, but if I had to guess, I can-
If you had to guess what?
like, how long I was there.
How long?
Um,
More than an hour?
I'll say that, yes.
Were you drinking that night?
Very lightly, yes.
What do you mean by very lightly? Everybody's got a different definition.
2 shots, maybe.
2 shots of what?
Um,
Did those 2 shots of tequila in any way impair your memory?
No.
Did they impair your ability to see things around?
No.
Did they impair your ability to understand things that were going on?
No.
Did they mess up what you thought you saw or what you think happened that night?
No.
Do you know Anaya Williams?
Yes.
How do you know her?
We dated in the past.
Are you dating again?
Yes.
All right. Let's fast forward a little here now. You're at the party, you've had a couple shots. At some point, does a group of guys show up? No? So they were already there.
Yes.
Okay. Do you know who I'm referring to when I'm talking about this group of guys?
Yes.
How do you know?
Um,
Did somebody jump you?
yes.
Would it be this group of guys?
Yes.
So let's talk about how that altercation started. Where did it start? What happened?
So, Anaya arrived at the party and she was walking up the side of the house. And I noticed her, so I went up to her to say hey and stuff. And as I'm walking on the side of the house, it's like a group of boys on the side of the house. And I noticed like kind of like one of them was kind of like mean mugging and stuff. So I think what was said at the time was like, are you good? Are you cool?
Said by who?
By
What did you say in response?
the same thing.
And then what happened?
And then I'm walking with the mayor at this time, and we take like a few steps, and we see another boy that I am familiar with. And
Who's that?
Cedric.
Cedric. Who's Cedric?
I would say an old friend of my brother's.
So it'd be fair to say you've known Cedric for a while.
Somewhat, yes.
Who was Cedric with?
Says in a group of boys.
So let me break this down a little bit. It sounds like you were on one side of the house and then walked to another after this, you good comments. What side of the house did you start at?
Started in the front.
In the front, okay? And then what happened?
Then I made my way to the side of the house and I seen her. And that's where we seen the boys.
Okay, and then the you good comments were exchanged then? What side of the house were you on when those comments at?
On the right side of the house.
Front or back?
We're on the side.
Okay, so on the side. And then you walked somewhere. Where do you walk?
Then after we start walking to the front of the house.
What happens after you walk to the front of the house?
We're being followed
By who?
by the group of boys that was on the side of the house.
What'd you do after being followed by them all the way to the front of the house?
I was making my way back to my parents. That's where they were in the front of the house. Once I got there, they started trying to like press the issue.
What do you mean by that?
Like trying to confront us.
What did you do when this group of guys, well, how many guys were in this group approximately?
I would say maybe like 10, maybe over.
Okay, so at least 10 guys. So what'd you do when this group of at least 10 guys followed you around to the front of the house and confronted you?
We just started arguing.
Would it be fair to say when you tried to walk around to the front of the house, you were trying to separate from them?
Is that a yes?
Yes.
So after you tried to separate, they followed you to the front, confronted you. What happened?
Really, they started trying to fight, like square up, but like we go in the house.
So you went inside when they first squared up. Why was that?
We're being pushed in.
And And where did you go?
We went to the back.
What happened after you went back to the back again after already trying to go through the house to get away?
That's when we're trying to leave. Like, we're trying to leave out the back. And the guy whose party was also told us to just leave out the back. That's what we're doing. And then when we get to the back, we see the group of boys walking up.
Do you know if this group of boys was invited to this party or not? Do you have any idea?
I'm not sure.
So when they come back around to the back, what happens now?
They start trying to like aggressively approaching us and trying to like square up. Frustration.
What does square up mean to you?
Like try to fight. Basically.
What did you do when this group of 10 guys squared up with you?
Well, really, one of them initiated, like, because I was standing with my group.
You know who that person who initiated the fight is?
I'm not sure. No.
Not the same person that you've identified as the one that shot you.
But it was a bunch of them though.
Tell me a little more about that.
So it was like, my friend was to my right, and there were boys that was like running up on him.
Who's your friend?
Martel.
Martel was to your right, and the group of boys ran up on him. What'd you do?
I'm like defending.
So you jumped in to help out your friend?
Yes.
How many guys were approaching you and your friend trying to fight?
Maybe around 10 or more.
How many of you were there? Just you and Martrell?
Mhm.
So 2 versus 10.
Yes.
Did the fight happen?
What happened?
Would you even call it a fight? What would you call it?
Jump.
Call it getting jumped. How many people jumped you?
Around 10 people, maybe.
Hard to know, maybe?
More. Yeah.
What was happening to you? What could you describe what getting jumped? What was happening?
I mean, well, as I'm trying to defend myself, it's like overwhelmed with too many people, obviously. Getting stomped, kicked from the back. Like, my head was getting banged in with up from the back, all angles.
Fair to say that you probably don't know exactly who threw what punches or kicks or things like that when you were on the ground?
Yes.
Do you know anyone that participated in it?
Just a few. I'm not sure of like other names.
Who? Some of the people we've already named?
Yes.
Cedric and the defendant?
Yes.
How many times, if you know, were you stomped on, kicked, and where?
I mean, it was like everywhere. Not a specific place.
So kicked and stomped all over. Was this when you were on the ground or standing up or?
On the ground, and both, until I got like drugs right now.
About how many times do you know, or if you know, were you stomped on once you were on the ground?
Maybe like 8 times.
At some point, was the fight separated or were you able to get away?
Yes.
What happened or how did that happen?
And they actually like got on top of me, like covering me and stuff. After a little while after that, they eventually let me up.
What happened after you got up?
We're walking away, but I'm like still like not turning my back toward them, but like walking backwards to the car.
So you said you didn't turn your back towards him. Who's him?
No, then.
Then, who's then? The group of guys? So you were facing them, but walking backwards towards your car.
Correct.
Why were you doing that?
Just because I don't know.
Were you concerned about something?
Yes.
What?
Just like didn't want to get like hit again or something. So I just didn't turn my back.
Were you concerned about just being hit or more?
Just being like junk.
Let me phrase it this way. At any point prior to this, once the fight had been separated, you were jumped everywhere. Did you ever see someone with a gun prior to this?
I did not.
At some point, did someone pull a gun out?
Yes.
Explain that to me.
So as I'm like backpedaling, going back to my car, I'm standing with my trail and my friend on the side of me, and it's like most of them stayed back, but like 2 of them came up to us, like still like following us.
Who were those 2?
not really associated with the other boy.
Okay, so Tez was one of those people.
It was like a heavier set boy.
Heavier stuff. Well, do you know who that person was?
I believe his name is James. I'm not completely sure.
Fair enough. I'm not gonna have you guess. So you got these two boys approaching you. What happens next?
One of the boys are trying to pistol whip my friend.
Who?
Tez.
Tez tried to, so at some point a pistol came.
Yes.
From whom?
Yes.
Could you see where he pulled that pistol from?
No.
Would it be fair to say that prior to him pulling it out and showing it, you didn't know he had a pistol?
No, I didn't know before.
What happened after you pistol whipped your friend Martell?
I really try to like stop it, like jump in the way, like to get him back and like try to punch him.
So someone pulls out a gun, hits your friend, and you try to get him?
They're just trying to like get my friend out the way.
What happened after you tried to get your friend out?
That's when the gun started firing.
Who's going?
Tez.
I know this might be difficult, but I'm gonna ask you to break this down in good detail.
Okay.
So Tez pulls the gun on you.
Well, not necessarily.
Okay. Tell me what happened.
I mean, he was trying to hit my friend with the gun.
Okay. And then at some point you end up shot.
Yes.
Who shot?
Tez.
Did you see Tez pointing the gun at you at some point?
After. Yes.
Okay. Prior to you getting shot. Is that fair?
Yes.
Okay. When Tez pointed the gun at you prior to shooting, can you describe how he was holding it? You can even demonstrate it.
Just like,
Your Honor, please let the record reflect the witness has raised his right hand straight out in front of him in a gesture that appears to be holding it.
So noted.
So he's got the gun out in his hand, his right hand
yes.
pointed at you.
Yes.
Where was,
After, yes.
where was he pointing it?
Well, I mean, it looks like he like stomach area.
You're gonna let the record reflect the witness is gesturing to his abdomen.
Noted.
So you see Tez pointing the gun at your stomach, basically.
Yes.
Right at your, how low, how high? Right in the middle?
Oh, yeah, I would say so, yes.
And then he shot you? How many times?
3 times.
Can you describe what Tez looked like that night?
Wearing all black.
You notice anything distinctive about his clothing?
I want to say there was like white wording kind of jacket.
What about his pants?
I just know they're like black pants.
Miles, at some point, did you observe some videos about this incident?
Yes.
How did you see those videos? Well, how many videos did you see?
I seen 2 videos.
How did you see those videos?
My brother, my older brother,
Your older brother, what's his name?
Cameron.
Do you know if Cameron turned those videos over to the police?
Yes.
Do you know who he turned them over to? Detective sitting right here next to me?
Yes.
Okay. How long are those videos? Do you recall?
I'm not sure.
Would it be fair to say there's one longer one shorter one?
I believe so, yes.
If I showed you those videos again here today, would you recognize them?
Yes.
Your Honor, I think permission to approach the witness and play off my laptop first might be the best way to do this.
No problem. Granted.
I've already shown both the exhibits on here. They're going to be People's Exhibit number 1A and 1B to Mr. Austin. Go to the witness before publishing the report. I approach you with this flash drive here. It's got a couple videos on it that I believe might be the ones you're talking about. I'm going to play portions of these videos and you just tell me if you recognize them. Okay, we can watch the whole thing. Do you recognize this video?
Yes.
Was this one of the ones you watched?
Yes.
I'm gonna go ahead and skip to the end so we can get a time on this. Would it be fair to say this video is 2 minutes and 54 seconds long?
Yes.
Okay, is that the same video you remember watching? One of them.
Yes.
Okay. Another one here now. You recognize this video? Wait, please.
Yeah, this is it.
Okay. This video is a lot shorter, fair?
Yes.
This video is 21 seconds long. Is that right?
Yes.
Is this one of the other videos you saw?
This is the second.
One of the ones that your brother then turned over to the police? Is that fair?
Yes.
Do you know where he got these videos from?
I believe one of them from Tina.
Tina, is maybe her full name Christina?
Yes, Christina.
Mayor, I'm just gonna object to lack of foundation as to where this other person got the videos from. It's unclear from the testimony whether he knows this from personal knowledge, whether he saw this, or he's relying on what someone else told him.
It's fine.
Your Honor, I think his testimony has been clear on where these videos came from and how he saw them. I know there are some holes that could maybe be filled in by Detective McGonigal on exactly how the police got them. But he's described that his brother Cameron got these videos from the person Tina, at least one of them now. And that these videos were then turned over to the police. It's the same videos we had on file.
What's the other question you have about how you got the videos?
Well, it's unclear when he's saying Tina gave the videos to Cameron. He can certainly testify that, I suppose, if he is testifying on his personal knowledge, he saw Tina hand the videos to Cameron. But if someone told him that's where that came, then he's not testifying on that based on his personal knowledge. He's essentially relating testimony, purporting to be personal knowledge testimony from essentially hearsay. So that is my objection.
It's a hearsay objection.
Yes, Your Honor, I don't think I'd be offering, well, not sure how hearsay is. There are statements on the video.
Yeah, I think the hearsay objection is his testimony about how he got the video or where the video came from.
Or yes, and if I may clarify that, Your Honor, he is testifying Tina gave the videos to Cameron.
And Cameron allegedly told him this.
Or maybe.
Or somebody else told him.
Maybe he witnessed
we don't
that.
know.
We don't know, but I think we need some type of foundation
I
as to
agree.
how he knows that, whether it's on personal knowledge or through third-party information, where he can testify to that.
Yes, Your Honor, I can lay some more
Objection
foundation.
Thank you.
Let's talk a little bit more about these videos, Miles. So you got them from Cam, or did you ever even get them, or did Cameron just show them to you?
I did eventually get them.
From Cameron?
Yes.
Cameron got them from Tina?
Yes.
How do you know that?
I mean, they both told me.
I'm gonna object to hearsay.
Did you want to respond to the objection?
No, Your Honor.
Objection
I'll
sustained.
rephrase.
Thank you.
Have you seen these videos yourself?
Yes.
Do they fairly and accurately depict the events of that night?
Same, like,
Do they show what happened then?
yes.
From what you remember,
Yeah.
from your personal observations?
Yes.
These videos, how, do you know how Tina got access to them? Was it on someone's social media or
She recorded.
she recorded? So one of the videos is from Tina's phone.
Yes.
Okay,
So again, I'm gonna object, Your Honor, to lack of foundation. Is that because Tina told him that, or is that
I'm
because he witnessed that?
attempting to lay the foundation, Your Honor.
Okay, well, we'll ask him how he knows that. We'll hold the objection for now.
Did you see people with phones out while all of this was happening?
Yes.
Was Tina one of those people?
Yes.
Was it, based on your observations, was Tina recording this when it happened?
Yes.
Did you then get that video from Tina through Cameron?
No.
How did you get the video?
I got the video from,
Cameron?
but Christina is also my cousin.
And these videos, as far as you know, were turned over to the police?
Yes.
Christina is your cousin, you said?
Yes.
Did you have a conversation with Christina about these videos at all ever?
Yes.
Okay. And did you ask her, did she record these videos?
Yes.
Did you ask her to send them to you?
No, I didn't.
Okay. But did you talk to her about her sending them to Cameron? How do you know she got it from Cameron? I mean, she sent them to Cameron.
They talked. Cameron.
Cameron told you?
Yes,
Okay, but you didn't talk to Christina directly
I did talk to her. but not
about this
sen-
particular video?
Yes,
Your Honor, at this time, I think we've gotten as much foundation as we can from this witness. I would move to admit exhibits number 1A and 1B, both the videos that he recognized.
Are you continuing?
I am continuing the objection, Your Honor, from a foundational standpoint. We don't know it's the same video simply because we saw Tina recording that that's necessarily the same video. He can look at the video and say that it fairly and accurately depicts how he remembers the events that night. I don't dispute that, but there's also the issue, this isn't a video he created. We don't know if it's been changed or altered in any way. He can't authenticate it as to that. So I would make an objection based on that.
Yeah, I tend to agree with how do we tie this? How do we know that this is the video that came from Christina? How is he supposed to testify to that?
Well, I believe his testimony was that Tina and Cameron had talked with each other. Tina sent the videos to Cameron. Cameron then said he got the same videos from Tina.
He can't tell us what Tina and Cameron talked about. Is the issue.
Yes, Your Honor.
That's why I asked him, did he talk to Tina directly about this particular video? And I think it's a little unclear.
I believe I remember him stating he did, but I can follow up on that if you'd like, Your Honor.
You can do so.
Did you speak with Tina about these videos?
yes,
Do you know where these videos came from through Tina?
yes.
And without telling us exactly what Tina said, do you know where these videos came from?
I know where the one video, came from,
Is that the longer or the shorter?
the shorter one.
Okay, the shorter video, you know where that came
Yes,
from. Who did that come
Tina.
from? Her recording it?
Yes, she recorded.
Okay, and then she sent it over to you, or how did you get it?
She sent it to Cameron.
Okay, and then Cameron showed it to you.
Yes.
How do you know Tina recorded this video?
She apologized to me about it.
She apologized to you about recording that
Yes.
particular video, or did she apologize to you about recording a video?
About that video.
I believe he also stated that he observed her with her phone out recording when all this was happening too.
I don't think we're disputing that he observed her recording. We're trying to identify how he knows that this particular video came from her, because I think the testimony, there was other people with phones out, no?
There was other people as well, Your Honor.
So we're trying to figure out how he can tie this particular video to Christina with his direct knowledge and not Cameron's knowledge.
Did you observe the video that Tina took?
Yes,
Is that the same video that we have here today, the 21 second?
yes,
How do you know that?
because that's the same video Cameron showed me. That's one.
They met you.
Yes, it's the same problem, Your Honor. This is like the telephone game with a chain of evidence.
Your Honor, I have Detective McGonigal here. I think I'll be able to lay the foundation for her on the phone.
Okay, so we can get back to this question and maybe recall this witness on that, or what is your plan? That's this question, because I'm gonna sustain his objection.
That's fine, Your Honor. I can move on.
Objection sustained.
After you were shot, what happened? Where did you go?
So I'm like on the sidewalk, kind of like crawling to get behind like this car.
Did paramedics arrive at some point?
Yes, at some point. Yes.
Were you transported to the hospital?
Yes.
How long did you stay in the hospital?
It was about 3 days. That's it.
At some point, were you released?
Yes.
Were you made aware of what injuries you suffered while you were at the hospital? What were those?
I object, Your Honor, that would call for hearsay.
You want to respond to the objection?
Yes, Your Honor, I believe these would. I can rephrase my question, but I think it's going to fall under the exception for statements made for purposes of medical diagnosis.
Well, if I may, the exception to hearsay for that would be him explaining to the doctors what happened to him, what symptoms he was feeling and so forth. But if they're trying to get in the doctor's diagnosis or prognosis, that is hearsay. That does not fall within that exception.
What was your question specifically?
My question was if he was made aware of what injuries, so I can rephrase to fit the exception better. At some point, did you advise medical personnel of what happened to you for the purpose of getting treated? Did you tell them what happened?
Yes.
What happened? What did you tell them?
That I got shot.
Did you have any operations performed on you? Any bullets removed?
Yes.
Explain us that.
I had surgery. I had to get pieces of the bullet fragments removed.
How many?
I'm not sure exactly how many. It was just like a bunch of like pieces.
How many wounds do you have?
Well, we counted like both sides. It's three.
How many injuries?
3.
Okay. Where?
In my in my thighs.
Which side?
So I have one on my right thigh, 2 on one on my left thigh, and then one like in the knee area of my left thigh.
How did you feel after being shot at the hospital? Were you concerned? Were you scared? Explain to us how you felt.
Yeah, I was scared.
Why?
Concerned. Because really, I didn't know exactly where like all I was shot at that time.
What were you thinking about what was happening? What were you worried about?
Death.
Yeah. As a result of the shooting by the.
Yes.
No further questions for this witness at this time. Thank you, Your Honor.
Morning, Mr. Washington.
Morning.
So I understand that you arrived at this party. Was it kind of dying down at the time by the time you got there? Did it still seem to be ongoing?
I would say it was ongoing. Yeah.
Okay. And you said you were invited, but you were not invited by the person hosting the party. Is that correct?
Correct.
And at some point you described being jumped by multiple people. Is that correct?
Yes.
And they were physically attacking you with their hands and their feet and so forth. Is that correct?
Yes.
And you were being struck in the head
Yes.
multiple times?
Yes.
And you were struck on your body multiple times?
Yes.
And is it safe to say after that physical assault had happened, you were rather disoriented at the time?
I'm not understanding.
Okay. Were you in a lot of pain
Yes.
after that happened? Okay. And this was something that went on for quite a few minutes. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And so you're in a lot of pain. Did you kind of have your bearings? Were you kind of woozy on your feet a little bit as to what had just happened?
Yes.
Okay. And this is in the early morning hours, well past midnight. Is that correct?
I mean, I'm not sure exact time.
But it's past midnight. Okay. It was dark out, safe to say.
Yes, isn't right.
And was there a lot of lights out, porch lights, things like that?
I mean, somewhat. Yes.
Okay. It was still overall pretty dark. Would that be a fair statement?
Yes, but there was light around, porch lights.
And this fight, this wasn't something that you were planning on or expecting to happen, were you?
No.
Would you say that you were kind of shaken up from that event?
Yes.
Okay. And the person that you said that shot you, you had not seen that person before that night. Is that correct?
Yes.
Did not know who he was. Is that correct?
Yes.
And approximately how many people were around at the time when the shooting occurred? If you had to approximate.
So I mean, we were on the sidewalk, And there's people in the front yard, if that's what you're asking. It's not like people that still.
Sure.
I'll say there was over 20 people.
And a mixture of male and female?
Yes.
And were there teenagers there?
I believe so, yeah.
People your age, like young adults, young 20s?
Yes.
And were there multiple people there dressed in dark clothing?
Yes.
Remember anything distinctive about the hair of the person that shot you?
Did I notice anything about his hair?
Yeah, anything distinctive that stood out to it in your mind?
Oh, yes.
What was that?
Dreads?
Was there more than one person there with dreads that night?
Yes.
And you said you saw a gun at one point being pointed at you, is that correct?
Yes.
And you believe that the person was pointing it in your stomach area, is that correct?
Yes.
But it's safe to say that you can't get into the operation of the mind of the person holding the gun, is that safe to say?
Can you rephrase that? Sorry.
Sure. You don't know what is going on inside the mind of the person holding the gun and pointing the gun at you, is that fair to say? You don't know what that person was thinking or what that person was intending to do, is that correct?
I mean, I can.
Not a trick question.
Like, what do I think they're gonna do?
No,
Oh.
you can't get inside or read that person's mind.
Oh, no.
And is it safe to say when you saw a gun pointed at you, that was a rather startling event for you?
Yeah.
First time you'd ever experienced anything like that?
Yes.
And a rather frightening moment, would that be correct? Would I be correct in assuming that once that happened, your focus was on the gun more so than it was on the person holding the gun?
My focus on the gun instead of the person?
Correct. Once you saw the gun and once you saw the gun pointed at you, is it fair to say your attention became focused on the gun?
Yes.
Are you familiar with firearms?
Yes.
Do you know the difference between a revolver and a semi-automatic? Can you tell us the gun that shot you, whether that was a revolver or a semi-automatic?
Semi-automatic.
And what was the color of the gun?
Black.
And you are currently in a relationship with Anaya, is that your testimony?
Yes.
And she was there that night as well?
She was.
And towards the beginning of your testimony, was I correct? It sounded like you were saying that she was trying to physically intervene while this fight was occurring?
Yeah, she was trying to break it up.
Was she successful in doing that?
No.
And were any of the other people who were not involved in the fight, were they trying to physically intervene in any way?
Maybe one, very few, maybe one other person, I would say.
And so they were just, the others were just essentially standing around?
Or other than the ones jumping was. Or
And did you, the police at some point responded after you were shot, is that correct?
yes.
And you spoke to the police on scene, is that correct?
Not really.
Are you saying you never gave a statement to the police prior to being transported to the hospital?
Before I went to the hospital.
Correct.
And when was the first time you remember speaking to the police?
As far as giving a statement
Correct.
in the hospital.
Was it that same day or that same early morning, or was it a different day and time in the
The
hospital?
same early morning, when I got, right when I like got to the hospital.
And have you spoken with Anaya about the events that happened that early morning? Since it's happened,
Yes.
once or more than once?
Maybe like twice, maybe.
When would have been the last time?
Maybe a few weeks after the incident.
And did you bring up the topic, or did she?
I did.
And have you spoken with Anaya prior to testifying in court today about what she may be testifying?
No.
Did you speak with her about what you may be testifying to? Prior to testifying here today, have you reviewed any police reports or any statements of any witnesses, including your own?
How about you, any other statements?
Correct.
No.
Thank you, Your Honor. That's all the questions I have.
Can you redirect?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Washington, on cross-examination, you said something about the defendant's hair. How is that distinctive?
It's
Is he the only person that had dreads?
the only one.
Yeah. At the party,
No,
or in the group of guys that jumped you?
no.
So what's distinctive about him versus these other people?
Oh, no, I guess, I mean, it'll be the same one. Sorry.
That's okay. Do you have any reason to doubt that you know who shot you?
I think it would help. I'm sure.
Who shot
I know who shot.
you? How do you know that?
On my scene, sir.
You were asked about whether or not you know someone's intent when they pull a gun on you. You stated you were familiar with firearms, right?
Yes.
Are firearms dangerous?
Yes.
You take a gun out and point it at someone, what are you intending to do?
If I'm doing that,
Yeah.
I couldn't see myself doing it.
Fair enough, but let's say you did. What would your intent be?
Probably shooting someone.
Shooting just to hurt or what? Especially if you point right at their stomach.
I don't know, I'm gonna object to the hypothetical. To the,
Relevant.
I think it's relevant towards what state of mind and intent was used, but I can move on if you'd like, Your Honor.
Justice Day.
How close was Martez to you when he shot?
I'll say about almost arm's reach.
Almost arm's reach. So I'm gonna have permission to approach your arm.
Yes.
I'm gonna approach you. I'm gonna start right here, okay, right in front of you. I'm gonna walk backwards. You tell me to stop when I am as far away from you as Martez was when he pointed the gun. Right here. So if I've got my arm
Maybe
out,
another step back.
maybe another step, okay? So if I've got my arm out, I've got a gun in my hand. How far away is that gun from you?
Like 4 feet.
Okay, now understanding that I might not have the same arm length and all that as the defendant, about how far was that gun from you when he pointed it at your stomach?
The same distance.
3, 4 feet,
Yes.
pointing right at your stomach.
Yeah.
And then he fired how many rounds? Do you know?
What I heard, like 3, as far as I heard.
And you ended up with 3 bullets.
Yes, but I believe it was more so. I'm not sure exactly. My ears went like out at the time.
You described him as using a black semi-auto gun. Was this a handgun, a long gun?
Handgun.
Handgun. You know anything else about that gun he used? You think it was a 9? How do you know that?
I mean, well, I know that now because
Because of what?
Because of your wounds?
Is that a yes?
Yes.
Thank you. I have no further questions for this witness, Your Honor.
I just have a follow-up on that, Your Honor.
Follow up
On the last question he asked on redirect.
which was, how did he know it was a 9mm?
Correct. And Mr. Washington, when you were viewing the gun that was pointed at you, you couldn't tell just by looking at it whether it was a 9mm or what kind of caliber gun it was. Is that correct?
Correct.
Thank you.
No redirect.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Washington, I'm gonna advise you that there's a sequestration order, so that means you're not at liberty to discuss any portion of your testimony with any other witness, okay? You may be excused. You're gonna be calling another witness.
Yes, Your Honor. Detective Martha McGonigal. I anticipate it be around 30 minutes, if that.
For 5-minute recess. Okay, you can call your next witness.
Yes, Your Honor, the people call Detective Martha McGonigal to the stand. Your Honor, before we.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give is the truth and the whole truth under penalty of perjury?
I will.
Thank you. And Mr. Marquardt, you had something?
Yes, Your Honor, before we, I know we didn't provide a exhibit list for this. I just wanted to make some amendments to it in light of the testimony that's come out that was frankly a lot more detailed and thorough than I expected it to be. We will no longer be planning to admit either of the videos or any of the videos that I had on my list. Those exhibits that the court has is all I think we need to provide over in addition to this. So just wanted to make the court aware.
Okay, you can proceed.
Good afternoon, Detective McGonigal. Thank you for being here so long. Where are you currently employed?
Lansing Police Department.
What's your assignment, rank and assignment?
I'm assigned to the Detective Bureau as a detective.
How long have you worked for the Lansing Police Department?
23 years,
How long have you been a detective?
9 years.
Could you briefly summarize what experience you have in the field of investigating crimes, things like that?
Sure, I'm currently assigned to the violent crime team that works on violent crimes within the city of Lansing.
What is the violent crime team? Is that a special assignment?
It's not, it's just kind of a division within the Detective Bureau.
Do you have to go to through some additional training or anything like that to get on the violent crime team?
No.
Are you certified as a law enforcement officer still?
Yes.
Detective, I'll get right to it. On July 7th, 2024, were you assigned to a shooting?
I was.
What does it mean to be assigned to something as a detective?
I was contacted by the on-call detective sergeant to come and assist with that investigation.
What do you do when you come to assist with an investigation? What's your job?
Sure, so it varies. In this particular situation, what I did was responded to the hospital to obtain a statement.
Who was that victim?
Miles, Washington.
You were here when Miles testified, fair?
I was.
Did you also do a follow-up interview with Miles?
I did. When we spoke at the hospital, it was difficult to get information from him as he was obviously in pain after having been shot multiple times. He was struggling with needing medical care, and answering my questions wasn't high on his priority.
And in your opinion, as an investigator, did Miles testify here at court today any way different or inconsistent with the things he told you?
Not at all.
Did you interview Anaya Williams?
I did.
In your opinion, did she testify any differently to what she told you?
She did not.
Any glaring inconsistencies, anything like that?
Nothing that I said.
Sure, I'm just going to object those questions. I think it goes to bolstering the prior witnesses' credibility, which I think is permissible.
Would you want to respond to the objection?
Yes, Your Honor, I'm not using it to bolster credibility. It's simply to show that steps were taken to corroborate the statements that were given. I'm just trying to identify what statements were given and the fact that they were corroborated. But I'm fine with striking those report like they're not necessary.
To the extent that they're given to show corroboration of the testimony, I'll allow it.
So you arrive on scene or at the hospital to take the statement from Miles. What do you do next steps when it comes to corroborating the statement he give you or finding a shooter?
So a lot of what happens in those first few moments are what road patrol actually does to lend the investigation later. I know that witnesses were spoken to, a neighborhood canvass was conducted. There were officers that responded to the scene itself, attempted to make contact with partygoers that were still on location there.
At some point, did you receive videos of this whole incident or altercation happening?
I received videos, but I don't know that they were in their entirety.
Okay. Who did you receive those videos from?
Cameron, Washington.
Did he turn them over to the police department? Did you have to go find them? How did that work?
No, I simply called him and he sent them immediately.
Did you also review some Facebook posts and things like that?
Yes, I did.
You've seen the exhibits that were entered on the record here today?
I did.
Are those some of the posts and things you observed?
Yes.
Why do you go searching through social media after something like this?
People tend to not only talk about things that have happened, but oftentimes videos are posted of situations as they occur, as well as people that are there come to light as being witnesses for those events.
Did you also obtain some security camera videos from a house around the area?
I did. Road Patrol had obtained them first and they seemed to be corrupt in the files that were transferred. So I went again and got the same videos a second time.
What was the purpose of obtaining those videos?
There's to show the events as they happen from the front yard and backyard cameras of residents nearby.
How do you go about identifying a suspect in this case?
In this case in particular, I was given a Facebook name and was able to make contact with various people in addition to looking on the internet myself and see what was available through open source information.
Do you recall what that Facebook name was?
I don't recall if it was TES certified or certified TES. One was, Facebook was one way and Instagram was the other.
Would it be fair to say both of those names are associated with the defendant?
Yes.
How do you know that?
Through looking at photographs that are on the Facebook page, as well as making contact with the defendant's probation officer soon after I learned of his name.
Can you tell me a little bit about that contact with the officer?
Sure, so I learned of a relationship that a probation officer had with Mr. Anderson and asked if they were able to provide any social media accounts for Mr. Anderson. They provided the same accounts and was able to look at the account and tell me that the person in those photographs are in fact Mr. Anderson.
So you got videos, you've got Facebook accounts, and you've got someone who knows Mr. Anderson saying that those pictures are him. What do you do next?
At this point, I had already made contact with Miles, who was able to identify him by name of the Facebook account. And the person that has had regular face-to-face contact with him told me yes, that's in fact the same person.
And did Anaya Williams also provide an identification to you?
She did.
Who did she identify?
Mr. Anderson.
What did you do as a result of these identifications and the severity of the situation? Did you make any arrests?
There was an arrest made. I did not personally make it.
Who was arrested?
Mr. Anderson.
Your Honor, I have no further questions at this time.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon.
Oh, you said you had received from videos from Cameron, Washington. Is that correct?
I did.
And you got those, you had contacted him, you called him, and that's how you ended up retrieving them. Is that correct?
Correct.
How did you know to call Cameron, Washington?
Miles told me that he had seen Cameron's video or heard of Cameron having a video.
And did he provide you with his contact information, or did you
He did.
determine that?
Miles gave me his brother's phone number, at which point I reached out to him.
And how did he get those videos to you? Did he send them electronically, or did he provide them in some kind of thumb drive format?
I would have to double check to be certain. I don't recall the way that they were sent. They came electronically regardless.
And what do you do with them once you were received?
They were uploaded into evidence.com, which is the system in which we keep track of electronic evidence.
And I believe you said at one point in your investigation, you were given a Facebook name of an account for someone who you believed or later determined to be Martez Anderson. Is that correct?
Yes.
Who provided you with that name?
Multiple people.
And can you recall who some of those people were?
I can. Would you like me to name them?
Yes, because
So that information came to me both through Miss Williams, Mr. Washington, the witness on a nearby neighboring street whose child had a friend in common with Mr. Anderson. The photograph was shown from their surveillance video, and the friend of this child immediately identified it as the person he knows to be TES certified on Facebook.
and you said Mr. Miles Washington gave you the name of the account as well. Did I understand that correct? Or is it, are you talking about Cameron Washington?
I don't believe Cameron Washington ever gave me that information.
So it was Miles,
Correct.
person who was shot.
Yes, it wasn't in our first conversation. That came a few days after when he was at the hospital.
And did you initiate that conversation, or did he?
I initiated a conversation with Miles, yes.
Okay. And was that in person or through the phone?
No, it was in person.
Okay. Was it just you and Miles, or was anyone else present?
Miles and I spoke separately, and then I spoke with Anaya separately.
And both of those interactions were recorded?
They were.
Video or audio or both?
A conversation with Miles was video and audio. The conversation with Anaya was only, only audio.
And you mentioned something about probation officer, Mr. Anderson, is that correct?
Yeah.
That's a juvenile probation
It is.
officer through the family court, is that right?
Yes.
And what was the name of that juvenile probation officer?
Miss Bray.
Sorry, Miss what?
Bray, B-R-A-Y.
And did you say at one point Mr. Miles Washington was able to provide you the name of Mr. Anderson as well?
He provided the Facebook name.
Okay, but not his actual name, just the social media.
He knew part of this name.
And did you have questions or follow-up questions with him about how he learned that information? I'm not asking you to disclose the contents of that discussion, if any, but did you have that conversation with him as to how he did that?
I'm sorry, can you repeat your question?
Sure. Did you discuss, once Mr. Miles Washington gave you that social media account name, did you ask follow-up questions as to how he learned of that?
Yes, I asked him questions.
About that particular issue? As to how he learned?
I don't know that I asked that specific question.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor. That's all the questions I have.
Yes, Your Honor. Do you have good contact with Cameron?
Yes.
Cameron Washington?
Yes.
Did we discuss the possibility of calling him down here right now during the recess?
Yes.
Did we decide against that?
Yes.
The conversation that you had with Miles Washington, you said he provided part of a name. What name was that?
Tez.
Did you have anything in your investigation up to this point that pointed to any other possible suspect?
There are additional suspects, but the people that were name identified, no.
So the only person that was name identified was who?
There were two.
Okay.
There was Martez Anderson and Cedric Jackson.
How about name identified as the one who shot Miles?
There was never any question as to who that person was.
Who's that person?
Martez Anderson.
Thank you for the question, sir.
Thank you. This witness be excused.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. We talked to you last time. Any other witnesses?
No, Your Honor, it's time the people rest.
Is the defense calling witnesses today?
We'll rely on the evidence presented, Your Honor. Thank you.
Argument.
Yes, Your Honor, thank you. Your Honor, as you are aware, we are here for a preliminary exam that requires a probable cause standard. To bind this over on any and all counts or any counts that we seek to add, which I will be doing, we simply need to maintain that a felony was committed, that this person is the one who did it by probable cause. We have to specify and obviously meet the elements of those felonies, but Your Honor is well aware of all those things. At this point, based on the testimony we've heard from Anaya Williams, Miles Washington, and Detective McGonigal, Your Honor, I think there is more than sufficient to meet probable cause to bind over the defendant as charged on all counts. However, based on the testimony we heard, I will be seeking to add 2 additional charges. First, and I'm not sure how the court would want to address this, it could be an added count 4, but it would be in the alternative as well. So it would be an added count 4 for assault with intent to murder. That's criminal jury instruction 17.3. To prove assault with intent to murder, Jury instruction makes clear we need to show that one, the defendant tried to physically injure another. Two, that when he did it, he had the ability to commit, or at least believed he did, cause an injury. And three, that he intended to kill the person he assaulted when he did. We have heard plenty of testimony about the defendant's intent to physically injure another person. He not only jumped this person and participated in it, or it was at least identified as some of the people that participated in it. Once the fight was separated, we heard from both eyewitnesses, Miles and Anaya, that after the fight was separated, Anaya actually got on top of Miles, trying to protect him more until he was able to get back up to his feet. After getting back up to his feet, Miles and Martel, two people versus a group of 10 that had already jumped them, tried to walk away. When they tried to walk away, the defendant and his friend Cedric and another potentially named James, it was a little unclear, but two people, whether Cedric or James, but definitely the defendant, approached him again. We've met location on this offense, 6255 Beachfield Drive. It's in Ingham County in Michigan. We've talked about how it's in the city of Lansing. The date's been covered, and this defendant has been identified by both witnesses and other corroborative witnesses through Detective McGonigal as the one who shot Miles. There's distinctive features provided, like the clothing he was wearing, the face he had, but mostly, and importantly, Your Honor, the face was described by both witnesses as the person they knew to be Martez. Anaya stated she had known him for years, that she had looked at him for at least, known him for at least a year or two, and that she knew this person's face. She identified the person who shot him as the defendant. Miles Washington also, whether it was through social media or through friends or whatever else, he ended up learning the name of this person. One thing that Miles was always clear on was the face and the description he gave them. And when he looked through Facebook or heard from people about this person named Tez, he saw photographs and realized it was the exact same person who shot him. He told you on the record today, Your Honor, he would never forget that he was very clear about the person who pulled a gun on him and shot him. When it comes to ability to cause an injury and the intent, the requisite intent, Your Honor, I would direct the court to criminal jury instruction 16.21, inferring state of mind. States that you can infer the defendant's state of mind based on the type of weapon he used, the type of wounds inflicted, the acts and words of the defendant, and any other circumstances surrounding the killing. It states that a gun is a dangerous weapon, and that if a dangerous weapon was used likely to cause death, you can also infer state of mind from that. Your Honor, I know I'm asking to bind a 17-year-old who's being tried as an adult on assault with intent to murder, but I wouldn't do it if I didn't think we had plenty of evidence to support it. Miles Washington described exactly how that gun was pointed at him today. I stood right about here at the end of counsel table, raised my arm, and he said, this is how far away the person was, the defendant was, when he shot him with the gun aimed at his stomach. The amount of vital organs that are in the stomach, I can't tell you because I'm not a doctor, but I know there's a lot. And I know that when you're standing a few feet away from someone with a gun pointed at their stomach and you shoot 3 rounds into them, you're not intending to just cause great bodily harm. Your intent is to kill. That's what we have here. That's what the testimony supported. And Your Honor, frankly, they had already jumped someone and won the fight, and he still did this. The intent is clear by him continuing to hunt down Miles, continuing to follow him down, and then pulling a gun on him after pistol whipping his friend. I would ask the court to bind over on assault with intent to murder pursuant to criminal jury instruction 17.3 for those reasons. That brings me to the other added count I would like the defendant bound over on. That'd be an added count 5 for felonious assault on Martel Jackson. We heard from both witnesses today that Martel was pistol whipped by this defendant immediately before he pulled it out. We would also add a felony firearm count for that felonious assault. It is clear and undisputed that this defendant had a pistol on, that he concealed it on or about his person, count number 2. No one saw a gun before this. He pulled it out of his waistband as Anaya described, and then he immediately pistol whipped Martello. Your Honor, criminal jury instruction 17.9 for felonious assault requires simply that the defendant committed or attempted to commit a battery on Martel or cause injury, that he intended to injure or cause a reasonable fear of injury when doing it, and that he had the ability and he did it with a dangerous weapon. Pistol whipping someone with a gun is a dangerous weapon. That would be a battery because the witness has stated he made contact. And the defendant's intent to injure someone when you pistol whip them in the face with a gun, again, I'd refer back to inferring state. Your Honor, I would also, assuming the court binds over on assault with intent to murder, I would ask that the current count 3 for felony firearm be amended to include not just assault with intent to do great bodily harm less than murder or by strangulation, but to also include assault with intent to murder. And depending on what the court rules, I may have another motion to make regarding defendant's custody. If Your Honor wants to hear that now, we'll wait until later. There's a request from the Ingham County Youth Center.
So we'll deal with bond at another time.
That's
Argument.
For their argument.
Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor. Understanding, of course, that the burden at this stage is probable cause. That is the lowest burden of proof that there is. However, it is a burden that people must meet. A few things I think to point out about this, Your Honor. We have a situation where there was a party, or the party was dying down in the early morning hours, well past midnight. It was dark. There was this melee, there was this physical assault with numerous people where Mr. Miles Washington described being attacked, pummeled, hit, kicked in the head. He agreed with me that certainly this was an unexpected, startling event. I think anybody that had just gone through that would in some way be disoriented, not quite have their bearings around. The point of emphasis on that, Your Honor, is that there were a lot of people there. There was a lot happening. It was dark. It was unexpected. There was a whole bunch going on. Mr. Anderson wasn't the only one there in dark clothing. He wasn't the only one with dreads in his hair. The reason why I emphasize that, Your Honor, is it is quite possible that in all that excitement, the witnesses may not be pointing out the correct person who did this. And doesn't mean that they have to be intentionally lying about it, but there was a whole lot going on for everyone to comprehend during this big situation. So that is point of emphasis number one. Now, certainly the court could determine that that is a question of fact and credibility for a circuit court trier of fact to conclude. I understand that. As it relates to the request by the people to essentially increase the charge from the assault with intent to do great bodily harm less than murder to assault with the intent to commit murder, the evidence was as follows. If there is to be a bind over on that assault charge, Your Honor, I think as it is originally charged would be more appropriate. Certainly, if the shooter had the intention of killing Miles Washington, he had the ability to do so. Was standing very close proximity to him, but he testified that he was shot in non-violent areas. He was shot in the leg. That's where all the wounds were. There were not any accompanying statements by the shooter that was put in the evidence saying that he was going to kill him or words to that effect, which could help bolster the people's argument as it relates to intent. Essentially what they're saying, if what they're saying is legally correct, then anytime there is a shooting or anytime somebody is shot, then it would almost necessarily have to be assault with intent to commit murder. But I think when we look at the facts in the totality, where the shots were, now, maybe Mr. Washington believed that the shooter was pointing at his stomach. He doesn't know that, but from his perspective, maybe he believes that. But certainly the shooter had the ability to shoot him in the stomach or the chest or the head if he wanted to, but he was shot in a non-violent area, which I think would show intent to do great bodily harm, less than murder, not with the intent to actually commit murder. So if there is to be a bind over on that assault charge, I think as it is currently charged would be more appropriate. But again, Your Honor, I'm asking the court to view all the facts in its totality and deny the people's motion for bind over. One more point I wanted to emphasize. Mr. Washington said the shooter was essentially a stranger to him prior to this. He did not know him, did not know his name. So he wasn't able to identify him by name. He was able to give a description, but if he is later on able to tell the police the names of the shooter's social media accounts, it would necessarily have to be because somebody either told him that or implanted that information to them. So again, Your Honor, I'm asking the court to deny the people's motion for bind over.
Thank you. Any re-argument?
All right, understand this was late at night and there was a lot of people going on, but the one thing that both witnesses were very clear about is whose face it was that shot Myers. No one disputed that, no one denied that of the witnesses that we heard today, and they were both incredibly consistent on that description. Another missing link, the fact that the Cedric person was always with him. And I had described that Cedric and Martiz are known to hang around. They were together at the party as they have been on many other instances. I know association does not mean identification, Your Honor, but it helps and it's corroborative. On top of, again, people stating that this was the person who shot. The intent to murder, Your Honor, it was described as the abdomen, described as the stomach, but where Mr. Washington was gesturing, if you remember, was pretty much middle of his torso. The heart's near there, the lungs are near there, the organs are there. Your Honor, intent to murder, I think, is very clear when you point a gun at someone's stomach and shoot them 3 times. Whether it's a flinch, someone bumped into him, or simply divine intervention, just because the bullets didn't end up in his stomach and he isn't dead, doesn't mean that wasn't the intent. The intent is clear, especially after, I'll reiterate, jumping him already, getting the fight separated, and then tracking him down some more. So for those reasons, Your Honor, I'd ask that you bind over on assault with intent to murder, or in the alternative, assault with intent to do great bodily harm less than murder, with carrying concealed, and with a felony firearm for that offense, as well as the added charge for the pistol whipping of Martel for felonious assault and another felony firearm charge there. Those would be added counts 5 and 6 by my. Thank you.
Today was the date and time set for a preliminary examination. The burden is squarely upon the prosecution to establish if they have sufficient probable cause that a crime was committed, and then probable cause sufficient to charge you, Mr. Anderson, with the crimes alleged. This is not a trial. They don't need to prove each element beyond a reasonable doubt here. They just need to show the court more than mere suspicion that these crimes have alleged. And as indicated by your attorney, this is the lowest standard of review for a criminal matter or for any matter before the court. The court is the sole determiner of testimony, and I'll weigh the credibility of the witnesses, and I also will measure whether or not the people have a probability of establishing guilt at trial, and whether or not the evidence shows reasonable doubt. We heard testimony today first from Anaya Williams. She testified that on or about July 7, 2024, at the area of 6255 Beachfield Drive, making venue in this court appropriate, that she was present at a party and that she was there with the person that she described to be someone that she dated in the past. I thought it was ironic that they both said they dated in the past, but then they dated currently. But nonetheless, someone that she was in some level of relationship with at this party, and that the party was hosted at a person that she didn't know personally, but his name was Jordan. That she and the person that she was at the party with, her boyfriend, Miles, were on the front porch playing around or jostling in some nature, and Miles accidentally, or subsequently, I don't know if she said accidentally, bumped into somebody which resulted in an exchange of words. I think when he testified, he said something about a question being posed to him as if, "Are you good?" Nonetheless, she described that they were approached and followed from the side of the house back to the front of the house by approximately 10 male subjects, and that they approached Miles in an aggressive manner. That words were exchanged, and that ultimately an altercation ensued, causing Miles to be dragged and kicked in the head. That she attempted to try to cover and protect Miles so that he could get back up. She testified that as they were walking or retreating back to the vehicle, that a person that she identified in this court as a person by the name of Tez, that she specifically saw him draw a firearm or a weapon with his hand. She said he pulled it out of his pants, and that he tried to hit Martell with that weapon. When questioned by the prosecution as to whether or not she's familiar with the term pistol whip, she said yes to that question, that he attempted to pistol whip Martell, that as they were walking back, and he pulled out the firearm, she ran off. She did not see anything further, but she heard 4 gunshots is what she testified to. She said she turned around after hearing the 4 gunshots, ran to Miles to help him. He was lying on his stomach, and he had indicated that he had been shot. We then heard testimony, actually strike that. Prior to calling the next witness, the court posed questions to the Williams and asked her specifically about the identification and how it was that she knew the person that she testified or identified as the person named Martez. She said she knew him prior to this date in question, that she had known him for at least over a year, and that she knew him through a person named Cedric, who was her sister's ex-boyfriend, and that she saw them two together on that day. She says she was able to identify Mr. Martez by his face or facial features as well as his dreads. We then heard testimony from Miles Washington, who indicated that he was present date and time of July 7th, 2024 at 6255 Beachfield Drive, City of Lansing, Ingham County, State of Michigan, and that he ended up being shot 3 times in the legs. I think he later described it more closer to his thigh area, but that he was shot by an individual that he knew to be named as Tez. When questioned, he said he didn't know the individual's name prior to this incident, but that he was later told by his brother and other individuals what this person's name was. He was questioned as to whether or not he was able to facially identify the subject sitting in the court, identified as Martez Anderson. He indicated he was able to do so, and that he, upon question, would not be able, he would never forget that face, and always would be able to recognize that individual. He testified and gave a story that was very close in nature, almost identical to the statements made by Miss Anaya Williams. Mr. Anderson is being charged here in count 1 with assault with intent to do great bodily harm, less than murder, or by strangulation. And to prove that at trial, the people would have to prove beyond a reasonable doubt, first, that the defendant tried to physically injure another person. Second, that the defendant at the time of the assault had the ability to cause the injury, or at least believe that he had the ability. Third, that the defendant intended to cause great bodily harm. Actual injury is not necessary, but if there was injury, you may consider it as evidence in determining or deciding whether or not the defendant intended to cause great bodily harm. Great bodily harm means any physical injury that could seriously harm the health or function of the body. The testimony here by the court, I think, rises to more than mere suspicion that count 1 did occur, and that the person identified as Martez Anderson is the individual who committed that action. We have separate witnesses, one who said that they were familiar with Martez prior to this incident, one who indicated that he could recognize this face, even though he didn't know the name, and that was the person that shot him. We also had testimony about injury, 3 bullet wounds. He said he was shot 3 times. There was 3 bullet wounds, I think, in his thighs, and looks like he's still on some crutches. The court is satisfied as to count 1. That will be bound over to the circuit court for further prosecution. Count 2 is weapons carrying concealed, and to prove that at trial, the people would need to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that the defendant knowingly carried a pistol. It does not matter why the defendant was carrying the pistol, but to be guilty of this crime, the defendant must have known that he was carrying a pistol. Second, that this pistol was concealed on or about the person of the defendant. Complete invisibility is not required. A pistol is concealed if it is not easily seen by those who come in ordinary contact with the defendant. The prosecution questioned the witness, Anaya Williams, specifically about whether or not she had seen the defendant pull a firearm out. She indicated she saw him pull it out from his pants and that she did not see him with a firearm prior to the incident. The prosecutor also questioned Mr. Washington about whether or not he could see a firearm on Mr. Anderson prior to the alleged shooting incident. He testified he didn't see anyone with a firearm prior to. And so based on the testimony, the court can conclude that there was not a firearm that was ordinarily or easily seen by anybody, and that the weapon would have been concealed. The person identified as the individual who pulled the weapon out is Mr. Anderson. The court is satisfied as to count 2 that will be bound over to the circuit court for further prosecution. And count 3, weapons, felony, firearm will accompany. The people are asking to add a count 4 of assault with intent to murder. And they're basing this off of the testimony of the alleged victim. Witness Washington testified that the defendant stood, I think he originally said about an arm's length, but during the demonstration, it probably was 2.5 arms lengths apart, that the defendant pulled a firearm straight out, and he testified that he pointed it towards his torso or abdomen region before discharging the weapon. The position of the prosecution is that action in conjunction with the fact that there was already an altercation that involved, allegedly involved, that is Mr. Anderson and 9 to 10 other people allegedly jumping this victim, that after that incident occurred, that Mr. Anderson and another individual allegedly followed this victim further and then pulled a firearm out on him and used it on him, that those things, when taken in conjunction, would rise to the level of an assault with intent to commit murder. The defense is arguing that the injuries sustained would not make it reasonable for the court to believe that this is an assault with intent to commit murder, that is, and that the court should consider that information when considering the people's motions to add. The people pointed out during instruction 16.21, inferring the state of mind, and the court in review of that indicates that the reason why the court is going to grant the motion to add count 4 in the alternative, assault with intent to do great bodily harm, is the totality of the circumstances. There was already a altercation alleged to have happened that was 10 people allegedly beating up on one person. That person ultimately allegedly gets up to retreat. 8 people stay behind, 2 people allegedly follow this person towards their car. this person is walking backwards for his testimony because he's in fear that something else is going to happen or that he's going to get re-jumped. And then he testifies that the defendant pulls a firearm out on him. And he was clear that that firearm was positioned or pointed in the direction of his abdomen, which is an indication of point blank range to shoot him where there are vital organs, as argued by the prosecution. This jury instruction 16.21 says that you may infer the defendant intended to kill if he used a dangerous weapon in a way that was likely to cause death. And there is testimony of a dangerous weapon, that being a firearm, which the jury instruction indicates is a dangerous weapon. And then also the intent or the way that the firearm allegedly was used would likely cause death. How the wounds ended up in the thighs is a question of fact for the jury, because I don't know, maybe the defendant or the victim ran, maybe the defendant doesn't have good aim. I can't speak to that. But that's for a jury to determine. And so I'm also gonna, that's also one of the reasons why the count one is being bound over, because your argument was that there were multiple people there and it was dark and there's a lot going on. And so that means that it's possible that they could have identified or pointed out the wrong suspect. And that's possible, but that's up for a jury to determine. And so counts 1, 2, 3, and 4 in the alternative is going to be bound over. People are asking for count 5 assault. Let's see. You are asking for count 5 for a felonious assault on
Martell.
What's his last name? Jackson. Based on the testimony of the two witnesses that the defendant was seen pistol whipping, was the term that was used, Mr. Jackson with a firearm during the altercation. That will be, that testimony, I believe, is sufficient to support probable cause, so count 6 will be added and bound over to the circuit court. Lastly, you were asking to add a count 6 of felony firearm.
I think it'd be 7 now, Your Honor, but yes, for the
Sorry.
felonious assault. Or 6, excuse me, it's 6.
Okay, I was gonna say, I must have missed one. Okay, count 6 of a felony firearm to accompany the count 5, indicating the defendant did have in his possession to with a pistol at the time he committed or attempted to commit the felonious assault upon Mr. Martell Jackson. Based on the testimony, evidence, the court finds that sufficient and that will be bound over as well. You are also asking to amend count 3 to include assault with intent to murder in the alternative. Is that what you're asking?
Correct, Your Honor, yes.
So that amendment will be granted based on the prior rulings of the court. Your bind over date is the 20. Okay, your bind over date is September 4th. That's the date the circuit court gets the file from the district court. You do not need to appear in the circuit court on that date unless your attorney makes a motion to have you rearranged in the circuit court, okay? Okay. Do you have any questions for the court at this time? Without that motion to be rearranged, your next court date at circuit court will be a pretrial. Your attorney will be made aware of that date, okay, sir? Okay, and you all wanted to address.
Yes, Your Honor. I received communications yesterday from Assistant Prosecuting Attorney and Unit Chief Megan Norton through Rebecca Stoll at the Ingham County Youth Center. She requested that we ask and make a motion from the court that since the defendant is turning 18 on September 14th, just a few weeks from now, we'd ask for a written order that the defendant be remanded to the Ingham County Jail and general population upon his 18th birthday. I'm sure if the court would be willing to grant that, but that was the request.
Did you want to respond to the motion?
people know that that's something the court necessarily has to order. My understanding that when they would turn 18, that they get transferred over to the jail.
That was my understanding as well, Your Honor. It was a specific request from the head of the Ingham County Youth Center, so I didn't know.
My gut instinct was that this is already gonna be bound over by then and leave it to the judge who gets the case. Because if it's the only reason for the request is because he's turning 18, it doesn't sound like it's an issue that I need to address.
I believe that will happen on its own. I think when he turns 18, that he'll be transferred from the center to the jail.
So you've made a note of the request on
Yes,
the
ma'am.
record. The court's going to deny taking any steps to remove him from, or make an order to remove him from the juvenile center over to Ingham County Jail. That should happen naturally. And so bond was set at 25,000 cash surety with GPS tether and a curfew. And a no contact order on the alleged victim not to be within 2,000 feet. Are we addressing bond?
I would like to address bonds on behalf of Mr. Anderson. Your Honor, notwithstanding, I understand the severity of the charges and the additional severity of the charges that the court is bound over on. Nevertheless, there are some important factors that I'd like to point out. The court is aware Mr. Anderson is a very young man. He has long-standing ties to the community. He has a lot of family here. He lives with his mother and his siblings. He has a lot of other family members here in the community. I don't think it's disputed that Mr. Anderson and the complaining witness in this case were strangers with each other prior to this incident. So I don't think there's going to be any issue with him abiding by the no contact order, particularly if there's a requirement, if he is released, that he has to wear a GPS tether. He has no prior convictions, no prior adjudications of any kind other that I'm aware of, other than I know he's currently under the family supervision for what I believe is truancy. I don't think there's been any allegations that I'm aware of that he's ever done or attempted to commit anything violent or assaultive before. Bond is currently set at a matter that he cannot afford to post, given his age that he is and the money that the family has. So I would ask the court to take those factors and consider granting Mr. Anderson some relief in his bond, either as to the form or as to the amount.
Did you want to respond to the people, to the public defender's motion?
Yes, Your Honor. Considering the testimony we heard today, the additional charges, assault with intent to murder, that being a potential possible life offense, I would ask no reduction in the bond. In fact, I would leave it up to the court's discretion, but I would request that the bond be increased, given potentially revoked.
What good would it do to increase the bond if they can't post this one?
Yes, Your Honor, I understand.
The concern that the court has is the allegations that are alleged. We have allegations of a minor out at a party at 3 o'clock in the morning, jumping people, pistol whipping, and shooting people. I recognize their allegations, they're serious allegations, but the statements that his ties to the community does not help me feel like that's going to prevent anyone from violating any laws or court orders. Having ties to the community never stops people from committing crime. So I don't know why that's always brought up. The other issue I have is the allegations was that even after the altercation took place that involved allegedly 10 people to one person, that this defendant followed and continued to pursue this subject. And the allegations, this is over somebody accidentally bumping somebody. And so I think 25,000 cash surety bond with GPS tether and a curfew under these circumstances is more than appropriate. And I recognize he's under court supervision for something that's not a conviction, but still an issue. If the mother was a person that we could feel would keep him out of trouble, he probably should have been at school and not having a truancy. So sounds like there's a lack of control going on there. I think bond is more than appropriate. Bond will continue as set. Any additional matters for the record?
Nothing further from the people. Thank you.
You're all set.
Thank you.
ask that the family stay behind until he finishes his.